quickest at 17. Oh, he was at 17.669. Now I'm getting everybody else down. Mason Hadley 17.529 in the 2 machine.
Well, out of this group, he was out here all day, part of that morning practice.
Okay.
So he's gotten a lot of laps, but he was here to get familiar with the car. That's the first time he said it, and he's scheduled to rent the track yesterday to get some laps, but unfortunately Mother Nature came into play.
Yep.
He didn't make it out, so today was very valuable for that for him. Also, Ben Limbach out getting some great laps today.
Limbach out there in the 18.1 range so far is the best.
I talked to him earlier, and remember 2 weeks ago he led the first quarter of the race.
Heck of a run.
And was super happy that he got his car into that running time that you talk about, that 17.7s or so. So now today he was just trying to dial that in a little bit more on some older tires today. So super excited about that for Ben Limbach.
And we are live worldwide on the Facebook. Welcome, folks, as we are at the Indianapolis Speedrome. Just started hot lapping for the Outlaw program and the big 90-minute enduro here today. Boy, what a just been a great year for these big races.
Yeah, 100%.
Got the YouTube playing up, but they're getting ready for that 90-minute enduro here for the Outlaws. 40 lappers for, just figure eight racing all night long worth of figure eight racing. Boy, you're going to get your money's worth tonight.
Yeah, we'll kick things off at 7 o'clock with the street stocks on the figure eight. And then it's the Fords for 40 laps.
A couple of different phases.
Who we got now?
Indy Zero machine, ladies and gentlemen. Is that not one of the Johnsons?
That is Matt Johnson.
That is Matt Johnson.
Making his first appearance of 2026 at the Speedrome. He made his Speedrome debut in the Spring Shootout last year and had an impressive 5th place finish. So
very good run.
Super excited to have him back. Always got my traditional handshake with Raymond Unconscious Johnson when they pulled in the pits. Love that guy. And also making his return after a few weeks off, the 20 machine of Dalton Connor.
Boy, this is shaping up to be a heck of a night here tonight. What did we get? What was the final count? Let's see the.
We're in the mid-20s right now. Still have several that are on their way.
24 Outlaw figure cars already registered in and in the pits. You have might have he's not registered.
Yeah, here's another one making his 2026. No, I'm sorry. That's back to his regular car. Is Troy Hughes back to the 22 machine. Troy actually has 2 cars in the pit area. He has that for sale machine and the 22 at his disposal, and that means Kevin Brooks is back to the old 3 ride.
Okay, this actually for those of you following at home, he's got the for sale transponder on his 22 machine, so. They'll get that little bit of bookkeeping they'll get taken out. That's one of the things to kind of throw my algorithm off. Dilton Douthit is out there. And another one of my old faves coming up from down south. 40 machine, Robbie Greenwell.
Yep, and Robbie unfortunately didn't get to run last week at the Midwestern. Had a little procedure done, a little medical deal, so they told him to take a week off. So Dad Darren drove it last weekend. Yep. So come out of retirement, did a good job, was up front for a little bit in the Midwestern. So
Robin, exciting young guy that obviously another one of those that grew up watching these figure eight cars, and he definitely knows the moves and grooves.
Yeah, and he was unexpected to be here today because I talked to them last weekend, and they were targeting making their Speedrome debut in the Chuck Hargraves Memorial next week. But while I was out drying the track this morning, got a text from Darren that said, hey, we're on our way. Get us a pit spot. I said, you got it, buddy. Go. So glad to see them here tonight.
We've got a couple down 17-4s already. That's Dalton Connor and Mason Hadley. Mark Tunney did a 17.5, ditto for R.J. Norton 3 in that 111 car. And then folks, everybody else is 17.7 and up, but 12 so far. I'll make it 13 now. Dennis Sloan. Yep, Dennis Sloan down track in the 15 machine. Also getting some hot laps in. Game plans go with these hot lap rotation for the Outlaws, and it looks like they're just kind of letting everybody run out there. And
yeah, they're going to give the Outlaws a little bit more of a sort of hybrid between a regular practice night and a 3-hour type of open gate deal. So since they're the main event tonight, they're going to get a little extra time, a little extra deal like
Which
that.
Which means I will state my standard warning to folks in the pits. Folks in the pits, please be aware cars coming on and off the track at all times. Please be aware that cars will be coming on and off the track at all times here this evening. So if you got any extra youngsters, keep them close in hand. Time to snap that collar on. Maybe get one of those little shock types. That'll get the load.
Interesting car out there right now, the 20 machine of 6-time World Figure 8 champion Jack Dawsey. Let me tell you, he's part of our Spring Shootout rookie class here today.
Yep.
It's been a long time since we've associated Jack Dawsey with rookie, but this is his first ever appearance in the Spring Shootout. Tori, so far, listen to this interesting rookie class.
Okay.
Jack Dawsey Jr.
Yep.
Mike Nelson.
Yep.
Lavin Crane, and Jacob Robertson.
There you go.
So a little bit of the new and a little bit of the experienced guys out there. So
Kevin Brooks in the 3 machine. Now this is going to be the other one. Whoops! Now, okay, we still got a couple. Is that number 3? So is that going to be then the?
That's Kevin Brooks.
That is the Brooks 3, not the Durham 3. Okay.
Nope, we haven't seen this car in a few weeks.
So
that's why.
So they got that one registered. I guess as a 22. And the for sale transponder.
Well, because here's the thing: the last time they raced 2 weeks ago, Kevin was in the 22, so they had changed that, and Troy was in the for sale. So that's why that.
There we go. Now, meanwhile, we kind of missed one of the highlights there. 17.054 for Dalton Connor just before he left the track here a little bit ago. Came out, literally did about 6-7 laps. That 6th one was a 17.054. Taking a piece, somebody dropped a little piece, something. Might have been that 10 millimeter wrench socket we've been talking about. No, maybe a couple of people. Somebody left their whole wrench set out. I think we're going to have to pick that up there in turn 4. Turn 1 of the old.
That's usually the kind of thing we see maybe more in a Ford division or front wheel drive, or kind of pile all the stuff in the car and throw it on the open trailer and bring it out here. So.
Well, it's not uncommon back in the old bomber type days. You still kept your tools in the trunk there.
Yeah. So maybe they're trying to put the set together down there, trying to put all the wrenches in order.
That would be the Jack Jenkins Memorial tool set we always kept in the garage there for all the loose tools we found over the years. And if it's a good snap-on, boy, Jack was taking it home with him.
Yeah. I always joke about our toolbox in the garage that it's full of tools, but there's nothing in there.
No, there is not. There's fantastic collection of wore-out 9/16.
Yeah, stuff that doesn't fit anything we have. So
screwdrivers are rounded out, tips. Okay, Dalton Connor, 17.054. Troy Hughes in that 22 machine, 17.416. Mason Hadley in the 2, 17.464. Mark Tunney, 17.533 in his 3T machine. RJ Norton 3, interesting bit of speed there in the 111 was a 17.588 best lap.
Yeah, talked to him for a few minutes after that morning warm-up, and he said he thinks it's a good piece, and he feels pretty good. He's been doing a lot of oval racing. I jokingly asked him if he remembered how to turn right, so he said not a problem, just like a bicycle. Back on it.
Another one of our visitors from down south, I do believe, one of our old cars. If I got that one figured out.
Yep, that's Lavin Crane there in the 00, the blue machine. They've basically just peeled the vinyl off the car after purchasing it from Corey Harmon. Lavin making his debut in the Outlaws last weekend at the Speedrome. Did a great job. Was on the lead lap till just a handful of laps left to go.
Well, he's very, very impressive. His last visit here with the minis, and I think said two outings now with us. I know one was the mini that impressed me so much.
I remember him best here in his front wheel drive when he was about maybe 13, 14 years old. He was in the All-Star 200, I think. Started at the back and finished like third. So
definitely no slouch. Mike Riddle out in the number 12 machine. As mentioned,
former winner of this race.
Yep, Ben Tunney out there in the 5. The 7 machine of Austin Tunney making his way out to have some fun with us here. Christopher Gray in the 27.
Yeah, Austin Tunney, one of the first ones here this afternoon, put in a lot of laps as they've cleared out some issues they had with that machine. So, former winner of the spring shootout.
Also, let you know, folks, you're coming on out. We do have the spring shootout T-shirts and sweatshirts and other goodies on sale. Check his sale rack, please. His 3 for $25 rack. He's got some fun stuff on that one.
Yeah, I kind of like the blue All-American 400 shirts.
All-American 400 cool. That was actually come across. I already had Mrs. Riddle want to make sure she got the gentleman start your engines one.
Yeah, nice.
That seemed to interest her considerably.
She ran right to that.
She did, of course. But a lot of stuff on there. And if you're here at the track already, plenty good to eat. Just on your way out here, plenty of time to get here. Busy night of racing. Figure eight racing all across the board. 25 laps for the street stockers to kick off the night. 40 laps for the Fords. 40 laps for the minis. And boy, they put on the show last time at Speedrome. And then, of course, we wrap it up with those Outlaw cars. Should be getting those out of the grid about 8:30 or so if all goes smoothly.
Yeah, the minis have had pretty much 3 bangers this year. We had the photo finish with Mike Coop and Nathan Arthur, like opening night.
Yep.
And then we had that race there at the Speedrome. And then we had the exciting race with Jackson Navarro winning. And then Ray Hobson winning here last time out. It's been a great season for the minis, so can't wait to see that tonight. They talk about maybe a record car count. It's going to be close.
Yep. And this is also going to be interesting. Got another one out there, another one of our fellows with Top Dog this race, defending champion Chad Sizemore, finally in his own ride. I wonder if that was missing data that may have just turned. No, that was the other missing data, 641. So, no, I got one of my missing data has turned to 17,315. And
missing data getting better on the figure 8 course.
He is. I'm going to see real quick. I bet you that was going to be the 7 of Austin Tunney.
Yeah, he did just pick up his transponder. I texted the car owner a reminder a few minutes ago, so he said he just went and picked it up.
Well, it might have been Ben Tunney, actually, because Ben is also listed under missing data. I got to kind of see who's not pinging when they're pinging him.
Maybe that's a Tunney we haven't met yet.
There you go.
Missing data Tunney.
Could be. Well, Jeremy may find like moving on up. You know, sitting out a few. There's the for sale of the for sale machine.
Yeah, again, we're going to have to speculate on that because we don't know. But I tell you what, Troy Hughes has a yellow helmet, if I'm mistaken, and that's got a yellow helmet in there. Yeah. So maybe he's taking laps in both cars trying to make up his mind. Of course, the spare driver they always have laying around in their pits is Josh Garr, so you never know.
Well, that's one that looks like this, totally without a transponder. So it's pure speculation then in what kind of laps they're turning. I'm not coordinated enough to get my stopwatch out at the same time watching my Facebook and updates.
Yeah, we used to do that back in the day. Remember all that?
I know it. Had a little bank here, about 4 or 5 of them on hand.
Yeah. There's Lavin Crane you're seeing on the screen. Again, welcome that new driver, the youngster of the track. Got to meet him and his dad here recently. They're kind of here by themselves and here to have some fun and get some experience.
Now, he's nephew to Calvin, if I recall?
Yes, nephew to Calvin Crane.
Oh, I got to see him race last week.
Yeah, they pulled the driver and the car out of mothballs.
Yeah, they did.
Did a nice job. Brought it home one piece. So exciting to see that youngster who currently runs in the modified figure 8 cars down at the Speedrome Speedway. Got his first feature win here recently in that division. So making the move up to the Outlaws.
Let's see. Mike Riddle, before he left, gave us a 17.317. The third quick so far. The for sale of Troy Hughes, which I think might have been the 22 of Troy Hughes then.
Yeah,
17.416.
Thank goodness these times aren't counting for qualifying with the driver switching around. So
well, the beauty of it is we're looking at a lot of the track. Basically, is going to be a green track at this point with all the rain we've had here, and of course that disastrous night of condensation.
Yeah. We did get a ton of laps in this morning, though. Yep. I bet there was probably 300 or 400 laps turned in this morning. So,
what was that one from Sizemore just then?
Kind of a
17.317.
Yeah, Chad back in the 1 car. Yep. He's the one that's the super sub this year. We saw him last weekend driving the 41 of Buddy Vertrees down at Speedrome Speedway. So, there's been Tunney, an incredible 2.625 average finishing position in the shootout without a victory. I don't know how you do that mathematically, but he's managed to do it. So pretty impressive, his stats in this event.
And he's one of my missing data. So
just crossed the line just now.
Just now, and he's not. Up there we go. Well,
he was right in front of Doug Riddle there.
Oh, that's a 22nd one, according to this one.
Maybe playing transponder roulette out there.
Could be. Let's see. 11, Gray. There's Ben, 17.7. Doug Riddle, 18.1. I guess I don't have a...
Missing data must not be out there.
Missing data is not on the track at this time.
I'm sure they'll get all that sorted out, but the good thing is, Tori, we get to watch them on track. That's the fun part.
And the other one was Lavin Crane is at a 17.8. He's exactly where he needs to be for a new kid on the block, so to speak.
Yeah.
Be in that 17.7 range of going out and racing with these boys. Ben Tunney just did a 17.6, kind of lazily, pulling up on the backside of Crane, so I guess he's got about everything he's going to need to get the job done today. Mark Tunney just ripped a 17.378. And it looks like getting ready for the Street Stocks next. Street Stocks be right at the on-track gate. Street Stock Division be right at the on-track gate. Street Stock cars, you're up next on the on-track gate. Again, you folks in the stands, folks at home, we are live worldwide on the Facebook, live worldwide also here at the corner of Brookville Road and Kinley Avenue, live worldwide on YouTube, and live worldwide on our pay-per-view. So many ways to enjoy the program right now. In fact, I better go check in with the Peanut Gallery, see what they're saying about me, make sure it's all good stuff. There we go. Kyle Downey taking a peek in. Dan Shue announcing race day. Thank you, sir. Melinda Choate cheering on for the Tunnies. Brooks and Sizemore. Let's see. 28. Yes, we have not yet seen Jeffrey Shackelford on the track, ladies and gentlemen. We'll see what happens. Is J-Rob registered? Yes, he do believe. If I got to correctly assess, should be seeing Jacob Robertson out here. And yes, we know Kyle Downey is watching. Always be afraid, girls. Kyle Downey is always watching. Well, they have laws against that sort of thing in this state. Regardless, we thank you all very much coming on out and having some fun with us. Plenty of time to get in. It's going up to a bit more normal prices, $25 for the ticket, but you're going to get 1, 2, 3, 4 big figure 8 races. One of
them is going to be over 250 laps.
One of them is going to be up for $10,000 to win on the 90-minute.
A couple 40 lappers and a 25 lapper.
So a whole lot of good figure 8 racing happening here on the east side of Indianapolis. If you're wrapping up your trip downtown for the parade and need a little something extra to finish up your weekend night, come on down. Got friends, family in. You want to give them a taste of what it's like to go racing here in the Hoosier State. This is where it happens, right here at the corner of Brookville and Kitley. We've been doing it since 1941. Thank you very much.
Yep, and last week got to enjoy you and Kurt on Speedrome.tv and watch all the action live on there. You guys did a great job, as a matter of fact, but got to watch an exciting battle to the finish of the street stock figure 8 with Jordan Gonder and Rex Cox, the third. Couple of young lions there battling it out all the way to the finish.
Both of which on the track at this end was beauty was how the cars so well matched. I mean,
yes,
and the drivers too. Both of them very much, they're not exactly been doing these for years like a lot of the guys look at when they do this figure. I mean, we've got Ford guys with a ton more experience on the 8 now than a lot of these stockers have.
Yeah, and Jordan, had won the 2 figure 8s last year. Those are basically the only 2 figure 8s he'd been in.
Yep.
And Jordan Gonder won a Ford figure 8 3 or 4 years ago, but basically hasn't raced in the street stocks in the figure 8 until recently.
Yep.
So great to see those youngsters battling it out. But I know there's one guy that's looking for a little redemption tonight in the street stocks, and that's Larry Hahn. He was pretty fired up when I saw him at the gate earlier. So going to want to have the old lion come down off the hill and try to take these 2 young guns out.
And it was interesting, very much the case. I think we did see the new blood, so to speak, and it's kind of good to see. Sometimes it's tough when your heroes there, are having to fight for it. We talk about that a lot of times with the whole Tunney clan situation, and some of the Brookses and the Connors coming through.
Somebody else that was impressive during that figure 8 was James Fleek.
Fleek had a heck of a run.
Yeah, he led some laps early, and then he and Kevin Smith battled for the 3rd spot virtually all the way to the finish as well. So seeing James Fleek, a guy that doesn't have really a ton of figure 8 experience, battle with those guys as well, too.
Well, I had Brian Archer call me on the carpet walking the pits today, and it's well-deserved in that because of all the weather problems, they only got 1 practice session.
Yeah.
And he says, for a guy who's hardly ever run the figure 8, really hasn't in his case, hasn't ever really run the figure 8, to only get that 1 practice.
Yeah.
Says he went out and got it, came back in, because he made a change, went out, it was awful. And he was ready to come back in and do another change, see if that fixed it, at least brought it back to normal, and he didn't get his 2nd practice. So he went out cold, says, that was a long way to go to figure 8 there. 62 laps on the figure 8 when your car doesn't want to turn right.
Yeah, yeah.
So this time he's getting some extra hot laps in. Hopefully get all that worked out. He's, and this is also rare for these guys to have back-to-back figure 8 races for the stock division.
Yeah, and that came about when we looked to add them in a couple of extra events as we got near the end of March. Going to buff up the schedule a little bit with them. And then we were going to put them on this night, and then originally it was going to be an oval, and we were like, it's an all figure 8 night. Might as well let them run. That way they can keep their cars set up from the previous week and go from there and sort of be at both ends of the spectrum. One a 62-lapper and the other one a 25-lapper. So,
well, at this point, we may see the return of the Gonder versus Cox battle because we got Gonder's out there. Best lap was a 20.094. For Cox was a 20.2. And after that, you got James Fleek about 0.8 of a second behind at 21.1. Harper, though, 22.172. That's for Harper. That's going to have to be considered a considerable improvement. Finally getting some time on the, tough part for these guys, of course, making a turn, make that right-hand turn, and that's always been the struggle with these stockers.
A couple of veterans just joining us, adding on to the practice. That's the 24 of Larry Hahn and the 30 of Aaron Smay.
Yep.
drivers that have been.
Hahn immediately does a 19.815.
Hello.
Yep, that's knocking on the door right there. That is top for the day so far. As Cox pulls off.
We might have to get Larry signed on for the 90-minute race.
I'll tell you. Well, you remember back in the day.
Yeah.
Well, Larry's Stalkers ran the 1 hour.
Larry's had his share of time in the Outlaws, winning a World Figure 8 qualifying race in the Outlaws, so he'd be no stranger to that.
And Smay, meanwhile, 21.6. That was a 21.3 and change, but rolling it behind. One fellow we had high hopes for with Billy Pittman in the 177 on the track now. Really thought that was going to be his night to shine, but he just ended up kind of fading back in the background there after a while.
Just checking my entry list, Tori, and we are up to 29 Outlaw Figure 8 cars.
29 Outlaw cars on a midsummer run. What an honor. And they are another good ride. And did not get that. I was hoping to see a few strays, West Coast and Northern boys, but we would welcome all that have come join us, all the ones come out of the mothball, so to speak. And, of course, our one stranger from Mississippi.
Good old friend.
Old Sunshine.
Yep.
Larry Hahn's still pretty happy with that 19.815. Has not improved on it since that opening lap. Just did a 20.018, not too far off the mark there. So he's had no problem running right in the very low 20s, high 19s. Gondar still a second quick. Rex Cox, May fourth quick at a 26.92. And Fleeka 21.049 for fifth best. Hayden Gardner joins us in the number 22 machine along with the number 27 McDougal. It's like he did not get a working transponder. Mike Strunk out on the track in the stand-up 36. And Christopher Green, probably Justin Green, can't help but do that. Al just did a 20.759 for the fifth quick for the day. So about a dozen of them so far have taken some hot laps here in the stock division. About a dozen cars taking hot laps in the stock division. A couple forgetting to do the transponder thing.
Speaking of transponders, they've been clearing things up in the used pit. And it is Kevin Brooks in the 3.
Okay.
Troy Hughes in the 22.
Okay.
And Kyle Norris in the for sale.
Interesting.
Former Mini Outlaw driver, finished up in the top 5 of the Mini Outlaw points. So we'll see if that is just sort of
I think it's basically his first ride in any kind of big stock body, isn't it? I think he did a couple mini stockers.
He ran the Mini Outlaws for a couple of full seasons. He won a bunch of senior fast kart races. He
in the full side.
He ran some Fords a little bit.
Okay, I messed up.
Yep, back when we had the rental rides, he got a few rides in those. So interesting, and that 29 cars signed in for that.
Jiminy, this is going to be an interesting mix here tonight.
Yep, and
are we talking alternates, Scott and I?
We've done alternates in the spring shootout before.
That's part of that's.
You know, just got to kind of figure out who we think might still be on the way. I mean, other than Bobby Whitaker, he'll be on his way. But other than that, it may be just about everybody. So we may be teetering on that 30 to a little more rank. So we'll see.
Matt Bray suggests we put Larry Hahn in the for sale car for the 90-minute. I'll tell you what, that's an interesting mix there. But I'm now curious to see Kyle Norris making a big car debut.
Yeah, so that updates our rookie list. I mentioned Lavin. These are just spring shootout rookies, event rookies. Lavin Crane, Jacob Robertson, Jack Dawsey Jr., Mike Nelson, Daniel Norman, and Kyle Norris. So that's 6 drivers that are looking to be the top first-time spring shootout driver.
Let's see. Han Gordon Smay up to third quick now with a 20.189. Cox back to fourth quick. Justin Green fifth quick still. So
there's one of our stock car figure 8 faves, the 177 of Billy Pittman.
Yep.
Love watching him run the 8. Of course, again tonight doesn't have to worry about the kids or anything racing. No. So.
Well, now he's got Justin out there.
Jacob.
And there you go.
But Jacob doesn't always run the figure 8.
We'll see what happens.
We'll see if he does tonight.
I think Jacob was talking about it, so we'll see what happens there on that one.
He won his first oval a couple weeks ago.
Had a heck of a run. Good, very proud of the youngster, and got that one done. I got Justin on my mind. I got schooled by Tanner and Justin Mullis there about the fact that Tanner, the kid, is going to be driving.
Yeah, they've been swapping out a little bit.
Well, apparently the old man was telling me he put it in the wall one time, and after that, it's always been the kid. That way, you could always blame it on the kid if any more damage happens. So, and they said way back in the back part of the pit, so they can't hear you this. So
yeah, there's some good folks.
They are fun to talk to.
Here comes our third different division on the figure eight so far in this practice rotation. And
Fords,
that would be
Fords,
the
to the gate.
Southern
Fords,
Indiana Barnes Fords.
Michael Phipps is number 95. 27 to Zach Deitch. Boy, he had a fun run there. Kept in top 10 all night long at Speedrome, which is quite an accomplishment for a lone gun speedromer up there, down there in Speedrome. A very good run for him down there.
There's the 77 machine. Who's pilot? Is that Jacob Daniels?
That should be Jacob Daniels.
We'll see if he's listed in there, because obviously Billy couldn't jump in it. He just pulled off.
Yeah, I think that may just be Daniels, but he did not get transponded his name on it.
But like I said, obviously Billy just pulled off the track about 30 seconds ago, so he certainly couldn't have switched cars. So
Frank Hardcastle in the 11. 21 machine of course, Harold Bruce. And the 98 of Brendan Holford. Yep, no transponder on that 27 for Pisces. And you can see the issue with the Fords, even more so than the Stockers. And Holford way off the mark there on that swing through the right-hander. Phipps able to run up about halfway up the track. Teaches a little bit lower. Had a very good interesting run out of Arrington, of course. Had a good run here, picking up the win last time. He's out there in the number 24 machine. And another fellow we would look at as a bit of an old expert here at these eights is going to be Hardcastle in that 11. Got a whole lot of these wins.
He's had sort of a tough season so far. I mean, he's been okay, but not the Frank Hardcastle sort of standard. So I'd be anxious to see him in this longer race tonight to see what he can do.
You just have to make sure he's not too quick to race across the street to the Kitley Inn. That's always been that's been one of his downfalls. But
he does know where Kitley Avenue ends, though, going south. I do know that.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, somebody told me he's one of the ones that did some landscaping down that way.
Yeah. He tried to go all the way over to
the farm down. Well, what is down the other end?
Yeah, the tractor place.
There you go.
Cummins
McAllister.
McAllister, thank you.
There we go.
Yeah. The road doesn't make it there, but he tried.
How many late models? Ann Brown so far, 29.
29 at last
29
check.
late models at last check, Miss Ann Brown. 29.
So sign in to speedrome.tv or come on over and see it in person.
$40 if you're going to do the TV thing.
Yeah, and that gets you 30 days worth. So,
25 to see it live in person on track here at the corner of Brookville and Kitley. And I know we spoiled y'all with those $5 and free nights, but time to pay some bills here. Boy.
Yeah, we've got one whale of a purse in the pit area tonight, so it's pretty salty. So
just to win this one for the 1 hour or for the 90 minute is $10,000.
Yeah, so but it's going to be one whale of a show for sure.
More of the Ford standing ready at the gate. More Ford standing ready at the gate. Many late models, many Outlaws. I guess you can make your way out there to the gate. Many Outlaws start making way to the on-track gate as well. As the Ford's going through, and they'll go back to the top of the batting order with the Outlaws. Full-size Outlaws, we have to call them. Is Jeffrey Shackelford here? Well, we'll take a look at My Race Pass.
Yes.
And My Race Pass is he is on the grounds.
Speaking of those minis coming up, 21 of those signed in, Tori. That's right around the record.
That is. That's going to be a heck of a show there.
So that'll be a good one. And if it's half as good as that race we saw at the Speedrome last weekend, we're in for a treat. So if you haven't seen the photo, Harold Adams has a photo of that on his page. And 3 cars under a blanket at the finish. So pretty exciting stuff.
Now, for those that missed the program, didn't get the pay-per-view out of the Speedrome, we'll have to get with Kurt Gerald to find out when we get that tagged on to this part of your Speedrome TV. That's part of the plan. It's not promised, last I heard.
Yeah, it'll get on there eventually.
Just a matter of timing, working out with the folks there at Speedrome, etc. But looks like we had a pretty good turnout on that one. A lot of people signed in to watch it on the tube, and they can hopefully do some more work with them down in the Speedrome and maybe even other racetracks here as time goes by.
Yeah, currently signed in 29 Outlaws, 12 Street Stocks, 21 mini Outlaws, and 16 Fords. So already shaping up to be a super night of all figure 8 racing here at the Speedrome.
Harold Bruce, the fastest of the Fords at 20613. And I guess I'll comment now, we need to maybe sometimes rethink a few things because the Fords are basically running maybe a half second slower than the stockers, but a whole lot faster than a whole lot of them. In fact, they're very, very consistent. A whole lot of 20-second laps out here. 20613 for Bruce, 20647 for Deaches in the 27, 20698 for Brendan Holford in the 98, and he's no figure 8 ace. He'll be the first one to tell you that. Frank Hardcastle did 20780, 20782. Boy, you talk about consistent. Michael Phipps on that 95X. He left the track just a little bit ago. Billy Riddle's come out in the 21XX. Yep. And anybody else joining us? Oh, 31 of Gully, Justin Gully on the track as well.
Yeah, that's going to be one whale of a race tonight as well.
Yep.
So we've seen some...
And so far, not a whole lot of the Southern Invaders come to play. I know spotted only one, I think, in the pits. We'll see if he makes it out on the track here shortly.
Yeah, there's an Anderson car, too, I think I saw back there. Curtis Chapman, who joined us last weekend. Yep. He signed in here today. I did see him. He had
a disappointing run here for a fellow like Chapman's basically up there as some of the old veterans of this game. So
yeah, he's won some pretty big figure 8 races in the stocks and things up at Anderson. So
no slouch on the X.
Nope, no, not at all.
Well, last week at that Brian Luttrell, it was the Gonder Cox show. I mean, that's just no getting around it.
Yeah, it's a great battle between those two youngsters, and we're going to see one of those great battles here in the Fords. And got to see a super happy winner when Adam Arrington won last week. He jumped up on top of the car. Was pretty happy. He'd been to figure 8 victory lane before, but it had been a little while, so he's kind of had some of his lumps and bumps here early in the season, and kind of wiped all that clean last Saturday night.
Joking with his missus about being able to get the helmet back on again this week, and she said, yeah, but if he wins this one, he ain't never going to be able to get it off.
That's right. These folks at the short track, they work hard all week at their jobs and work on the evenings in their cars, and this is their time to shine here on Saturday nights. And they like to have a little fun, but they also like to do the best they can, too.
Yep.
So always exciting to see different folks in victory lane.
If it's a $2,000 car at Speedrome or a $20 million car over the Speedway, either way, the fire burns just as hot.
100%. Looks like we're starting to wind down on this. I see some Outlaws starting.
Outlaws, yep. Got a few strays over there at the gate.
Yeah, those minis are going to be coming up soon. Good to see those guys come out. The Ford division is proudly presented by Southern Indiana Barns. Southern Indiana Barns is your one-stop shop for all your outdoor building needs. From storage sheds, metal garages, playhouses, and tiny home shells, they have it. Many of our Speedrome buildings are from Southern Indiana Barns. Give them a call today at 317-709-1202. That's Southern Indiana Barns.
Harold Bruce still the fastest, 20613. A few more strays come out. They go with the red flag. I think clear some cars out and then get some guys on the track.
Yep, kind of a hybrid, as we mentioned earlier, of a practice-type session between a regular night and a sort of a 3-hour weekend open gate practice, trying to give them since we don't have to switch back and forth between the oval and the 8, it sort of makes that a little bit more possible.
Our buddy Timmy Perkins, birthday boy last time out there in the number 44.
As we're going to push the 77 of Jacob Daniels off. And as you mentioned, get a few more of those Ford cars out on track.
And set up for the minis.
Circle City Pyrotechnics of Indiana has been providing fantastic affordable fireworks displays since 1996 and offers fireworks presentations at affordable prices. Circle City provides the Speedrome Fireworks Showcase each and every year. Circle City Pyrotechnics, sponsor of the Junior Fast Karts.
Is that Chapman at the gate there, if I recall?
I think it is. Yep.
Curtis Chapman, tough time. Lonnie Wildrick didn't do too bad. He wasn't in the highlights tape, though.
No, but I think he got up in a nice, solid top 10 finish there at the end. Who else we got there, Tori? I think that's
it right to Brandon Acree. And
yep.
The Hayden Garner doing double duty in the 62 Ford and the 22 Stalker.
Yeah, and Acree won a figure eight earlier this year. Pretty exciting stuff on that night. Gardner pulled off the sweep that evening. I think he finished second or third in the oval portion of the program.
Let's make 14, getting some hot laps, and we get ready to go for the Mini Outlaws next. Mini Outlaws next.
Yeah, the Fords have kind of been a staple of this spring shootout program since its inception. We've kind of varied on different things running with those two classes, the Outlaws and the Fords. So kind of got this program tonight set up as an all figure eight deal. We'll see how that goes, and could be the format going forward. Of course, last year the spring shootout was a 250 lap race because we did not have the scoreboard at the time, so we couldn't run a clock. So had to run it as a lap counted race, so a little bit different. We're glad to get back to the time format. That always brings an interesting wrinkle.
And that's one thing we talk about when we talk about the 3 hour, that the changes we brought about in 1977 and the old sign we had up there and the ability to put that clock up there is what made that race possible.
Yeah, and that's something that was way ahead of its time, that scoreboard. You know, most tracks just barely had the first, second, and third car number thing sign, if they had anything at all.
I think Speedway at that point was still had
first through fifth on those.
Well, they had the interior ones, but I want to say they actually still had a human being inside, going back to that time.
On the pylon?
The inside field. Infield. There in the snake pit you had one.
It was sort of like the replacing the baseball scores in the wall,
Yep, and I think they radioed into the people there to put the numbers up.
Yeah.
But that's...
kind of got those 25-lap updates like you would over the radio from scoring, you know.
Oh, God.
Old Howdy Bell would read those off to you.
You always want to be the one in charge of 33rd through 28th, because off the bat, okay.
Yeah, they're done.
Then you're done and watch the rest of it.
I could head to the concession stand.
Bruce still got fast time out there of the group. What Chapman do? Anything? Yeah, right in the midfield, 21.031, 21031. And I guess I'll put a bug in your ear. When are we going to see a combined street stock Ford figure eight?
We have one on the schedule for September.
Dun, dun, dun. Imagine that.
Yep, we got one set up for September, and then if that works out, we've got some other dates that we've added on in October and stuff that we're still mishmashing some classes onto those. So if that sort of works out, could be something we'll add. I know it's sort of tough for some of the Ford folks late in the season. They have some of those big track races throughout the state, but the figure eight guys are kind of a different slot,
different breed
of the.
But look at these times, and I'm still looking at a whole lot of guys in that 20 set under that 21 second mark.
Yeah,
and there's a whole lot of these stockers who are just right in that same speed range. So.
Yeah. And especially if you run a 40-lap race or a 50-lap race, that's going to play out better over that. Guys keeping their nose clean and running the best laps they can, as opposed to those few guys battling up front. So.
Well, it could
have been like traffic like an endurance race type traffic.
For our Fords and even the Speedrome Fords, as opposed to say a Mount Lawn Ford, and some of the traveling shows, they don't travel and don't do a figure eight, so they never have to worry about that right-hand turn.
Yeah.
Whereas Speedrome guys, if you want to make the money in the Fords, you're going to have a car that's ready for the 8, going to be ready for the oval. And if you really want to be able to, do all the fun, you're going to be ready for the dirt tracks as well.
Yeah, and that's the beauty of these cars that we talked about many a times, is the diversity. Not only can you just run all those different tracks, but you really don't have to change anything. It's the same tire. It's the same car basically. You may do some things to keep the dirt from caking onto your car and in the windshield and different things. But other than that, just throw it up on the trailer and head to wherever you want to go and race with these cars.
Old school bombers.
Yeah.
Tammy Tyler out on the Facebook is asking how many figure eight laps tonight. We figure for the Outlaws should be about 260, we're thinking.
Yeah, don't know. The last time we ran it is a 90-minute race 2 years ago. They ran 285. So
there you go.
So I'm just saying, for safely sure, it's going to be 250 plus. you never know what kind of cautions and things end up, during those type of races. But
and the Mini Outlaws will be running for 40. The Fords running for 40 and 25 for the stock class.
Yep. And the reason why a little shorter the stockers, they just ran a big race, the 62-lap figure 8 last week, so they're kind of a little lower on the card here tonight. Again, we wanted them to have a chance to run the figure 8 2 weeks in a row, not have to change up much of their cars and stuff, so we weren't expecting them to be the big car count of the day, but they'll put on a good show for sure.
Yeah, for them, it is still a points race for the championship chase, as well as
it actually is for all 4 classes.
Yep, and bragging rights for the for Speedrome drivers. I mean, that's something we've always taken pride in, is getting those figure 8 wins.
Well, and this is a cool weekend. Not only is the spring shootout weekend with all figure 8, but it is the night before the Indy 500, and that's traditionally been a big night of racing in central Indiana, as we see throughout the years, from the years of the Raceway Park deal to the Little 500 in Anderson. And we've had some great programs on the night before the Indy 500 going back 4, 5, 6 decades, worth of great stuff, from 100-lap figure 8s to 90-minute figure 8s to demolition derbies to all kinds of cool stuff. But it's always been a traditional, thing to come into town and have those visitors come by and see our program, and then head on over to the Indy 500 tomorrow.
Yep. The kind of truncated season they run out there now, the schedule they run now, as opposed to, of course, back in the day when opening weekend was huge, and then qualification was huge, and then Carb Day had a little bit of its life of its own, and then, of course, the race itself.
Yeah.
Having it all
compacted.
Compact there. That's cut us a little bit, and it's kind of a crowd, but we still get quite a few folks. So I say, now, wait a minute, what's going on? I've heard about that place. Wait, don't they have a game online?
Well, and as well as I do from being around here for a while, we've met many people from outside the United States that have been here during this weekend that have came to watch the Indy 500, from England, from Australia, from, all over the globe that have come to see, and some getting their first taste of figure 8 racing the night before the Indy 500 and have a lot of stories to tell about their motorsports weekend. So
it's for real.
We're glad to have them. So if you know someone in town that's checking out this free feed on Facebook, invite them over to check out the things here tonight at the Speedrome, and come on out and see all the good racing.
My buddy Josh on his way out there. Get your hot dogs ready.
Speaking of hot dogs, here come the hot dogs and the Mini Outlaws.
Oh, I'll have a Mike Coop story for you when you're ready.
Uh-oh, here we go.
Okay, Mike Coop out there on track number 36. Mike Coop, his family goes way back here with the Speedrome, the old stock class particularly, but also the other ones.
His dad, Jim, and the Pro Stocks.
Jim, exactly. Well, Mike was 4 years old and out the track with his parents, and there's a miscommunication, and Dad was racing and told Mike, hey, go home, Mike was in the stands with his mom. The kids weren't allowed to pitch yet. Mike stands with Mom. Dad's racing, and Mom says, "Well, I'm going home. Go home with your dad." Well, okay. So he says, "Watch the rest of the races." Dad leaves early. We didn't have cell phones, so it's an hour or so after the races are over. It's dark, and little 4-year-old Mike Coop is walking the parking lot all by himself. When, of all people, John Stiles' father finds him, collects him up, and takes him home, finds his mom and takes him home.
This would have probably been late 80s, I would guess, or so. Maybe early 90s.
Thank you. My birthday this week.
Nice.
Christy always gets the best presents.
Nice. So that's a great story. And, Mike's then went to bicycle racing here, and then, as you mentioned, ran in the street stocks, and then he was a top-notch guy in the legend car here for such a long time, has really taken to these Mini Outlaws, and I think he still leads the traveling series point standings for the Minis. So doing a great job there. Mention the other folks out on track with Mr. Coop, with a 4 machine of Rodney Smith, the 22 of Jackson Navarro. We have the 00 of Raiden Eversaw. We have, the 49 of Steve Vickers out there on the track, the 85 of Garrett Fox. And looks like one of the Thenis cars out there. I think that's Logan.
They joined us for the fun down south as well.
Yeah, good show. Of course, the Mini Outlaws at the Speedrome are presented by our friends at Brown's Oil Service. Brown's Oil Service is the official fuel service provider of Sunoco Racing Fuels to the Indianapolis Speedrome. Their racing fuel can power your driver to victory in any kind of competition. Fill up your tank today. Brown's Oil Service, proud sponsor of the Mini Outlaws here at the Speedrome. First group of these, as we mentioned, 21 or so signed in, so I imagine we'll have 3 packs of these Mini Outlaws out here practicing in this round of competition, and then we'll go back to the top of the order with the headlining cars, the Outlaw Figure 8 machines. Got one spun there coming off of turn 2 of the 8. Of course, no reverse in these cars, so kind of waiting to get going. There, it looks like Doug Underwood in the 20 machine getting back underway.
Boy, still got more. Let's see. Roddy Smith fastest, 17.980.
Of course, he was your winner at the Sportsdrome last weekend.
And right alongside was Steve Vickers. He's second quick at 18.092. Logan Tina's having a good run, 18.289. Coop is an 18.348. And Doug Underwood did him an 18.376. All these guys under the 19-second mark.
Yeah, super fast. Super fast with these Mini Outlaws out here.
Kind of interesting engine noise there going into the flag stand turn. I was having a concern there for a second.
Yeah, Vickers kind of got on and off the gas there pretty quickly, and as he diced through a couple of cars.
That's been the beauty of these things, and all the guys, when they discover it, just how quick and powerful, and they snap to attention, so to speak.
Yeah, I had a conversation on the phone this week with R.J. Norton Jr., of course, dabbles racing in these cars some, and he'll be racing tonight. And he talked about how just fun these cars are. They're just pure fun. You know, and he's been racing out here a long time, been racing in many divisions, and he said, I don't know, this may be the most fun car he's ever driven out here. Of course, he's always thrilled with the speed of the big Outlaw Figure 8 cars and the intersection action, but he said these things are just so much fun because you just sort of drive the snot out of them, you know, and the harder you drive them, the better they run. And the way they get on enough gas, and they're small, and they can run a lot of side-by-side. And, heck, there were 3 wide last weekend at the Sportsdrome.
After splitting around a back marker.
Yeah.
And everything just sort of snapped to attention when they came back around. And that was just the beauty of the Focus Sportsdrome. Well, I think that was probably one of the favorite shows of the night.
Yeah.
And they just loved them down there.
Yeah, so it was just fun hearing a guy that's been racing out here for so long, just to hear the excitement in his voice and the passion for running these cars. So, it's great to see, and here comes another batch out here.
Going to have Tanner Moltz out there, 21. Had a good chat with him in the red number 21 machine. Fun, good chat, too. Another fellow's in that 3-way battle, the 85 of Garrett Fox. So Foxy is with us and ready to roll. Elvin Acres, number 77, with all the flames down the side. The 4S of R.J. Norton 3 on the track. He's been in these before, a couple wins under his belt already. Jeffrey Titus in the number 38 T, there we go. And the 22 machine there, I was wondering about that. Jackson Navarro, Eric Dover in the 22D, the Deaches. We saw Deaches in that, but new kid on the block, Eric Dover, climbs on board of this.
Yeah, he's drove it once or so on the oval. I'm not sure if he's ran it on the figure 8 yet, but him and Deaches have kind of bounced back around in this car a couple times, so it's, again, these cars getting drivers opportunities to get in them and see how much they love them. And a lot of times they end up getting a car, you know, after that. So,
considerably cheaper than a full-size Outlaw. They're running, let's see, I don't think R.J. Norton really did a 10-second lap, but 17.939 for Vickers, 17.990 for Smith.
Little loop-de-loop from Mullis there.
Yeah, he's still getting the hang of it. But, he's only 14. Got to give him a little slack.
Yeah, he ran some things up at Anderson before moving into these cars. I think he was a front-wheel drive guy, or was he a forward guy?
Well, he basically fell in love with it. His family was a regular up at Anderson, all the fun up in Muncie, the Delaware County stuff, but also regulars come down here to Speedrome to run, and he wanted to get into racing. Dad I think it was Dad's dream too. And so they got one of these as their chance to go figure out racing, all the other fun stuff.
Yeah, as you mentioned, these cars run both on the oval and the figure 8. Just this being a special big program here tonight, they're figure 8 only. So as the rest of the field sort of gets packed up there in the turn, we'll send the Gator out to give him a little bit of a bump start there. Oh, he gets it going. So no push needed, so good job there. We'll turn them back loose again. I believe there'll be one more group after this one, so we'll get these cars fired back up.
Add a new addition there to the Speedrome souvenir stands, by the way. Of course, we've got T-shirt Don outside turn 1 behind the grandstand, but out in turn 3, let's see, turn 3 merch booth. So, turn 4?
It's turn 4.
There we go.
Turn 4
I was going to say
oval.
we don't have a booth down in turn 3. Turn 4 right here by the ticket gate, by the main entrance gate. Going to have, if those of you who are fans of Jack Dawsey and Dalton Connor can check out the merch down there. So, come on. Shoot, we started to raid our own swag wagons here. It's almost like being big time.
Yeah. Yeah, no, Don just doesn't have in his shack Speedrome merch. He's also got some driver merch in there too. Well, so
we got a bunch of the Tunney families I mentioned. We got some of the old Stros. That sale rack, you might find some of the old special one-shot deals. That's going to be the fun one. Don't forget that. But also hoodies coming up. And available, so check that out. And Foxy said, I'm not sure what's going on there, but I think I'll avoid that.
Those guys, I think, were trying to lure him in a situation he didn't want any part of. So
he still managed to do an 18078 on that just immediately before.
Well, and him, by taking that odd line to the backstretch, has kind of sort of pinned himself in back there because he can't back up, and the yellow truck's in front of him. So whether he wanted to end his session early or not, he kind of has.
So 14 so far taking hot laps, and I still got more in line. After that, we're going to go back to full-size Outlaws. Full-size Outlaws, you'll be up after the Minis. Full-size Outlaws, you're up after the Minis.
Yeah, again, those of you tuning in on Facebook Live, on our free Facebook Live feed, tonight, once qualifications end, the free feed will be going away, and you'll have to exclusively watch it on Speedrome.tv pay-per-view, or come out here in person and check us out here at the Speedrome if you're local and in the area and watching it. So both options are great. Coming out here and watching it is always preferred. Mm-hmm. But if you can't make it out, maybe you're out of state or whatever, tune in to the stream on Speedrome.tv. And again, as Tori mentioned, $39.99 gets you 30 full
bucks.
days.
Come on, you guys got to stop lying to us.
Yeah,
$40.
Of great stuff. And the preferred way I like to do it is on the Amazon Fire Stick. I downloaded the app, plugged that Fire Stick right into my TV, brought the app right up on the screen, and then you can browse. And not only do you get all the live action here for that $39.99, there's a catalog of the past 7 years of every single event we've had at the Speedrome, plus some various items from years prior to that. So tons of stuff and thousands of hours of stuff you can watch on Speedrome.tv. So it's a great subscription. And then that recurring $39.99 will keep billing until the season's over. And then we put it on pause for the winter. Give yourself a chance to take a break. But it's a great deal. It's a great way to watch all the action, especially when you're not in town here.
Especially folks who want to start to, you hear us talk about the history of the 3-hour. A whole lot of those 3 hours now are up there. Various formats, different companies. We got ESPN version. We've got the low-budget version from the folks who came out of California and did for us. Our own house-made versions. A variety of other productions over the decades. And you check some of those out. Check some of these guys you hear us talking about. Realize, there really was a person named Jack Dandy. He really did drive out on this racetrack. He really did do the things we say he did. We really did drive cars with no bodies left on them on the figure 8 for hundreds of laps.
Well, some other my favorite stuff on there is those 5 Thursday night Thunder shows I put on there from 1986.
Oh, those
off of ESPN are pretty fabulous. Including the night that Bev Griffiths won and night that Jack Dawsey Jr. won.
Now for the old midgets, and the old midget programs, boy, they were the buzz. I mean, some people midgets took a bit of a beating, and really bringing that program out, and of course also launched the Kenyon Midget Series that still continues to this day, combining the Legend Car program kind of with the midget program, so to speak, and that concept, but.
A lot of great stuff on Speedrome TV.
Race. Oh, back to the show at hand.
Here comes our third group of the minis.
Another fun change. In the number 96, Jillian Lopato is going to pilot that one because she did down Sportsdrome last year for a little bit. Of course, we know her from the Outlaws. But things change hands, things happen. But she's going to have a chance to shine on the 8 again here tonight.
Nice, and in front of her is somebody that shined the last time out here at Speedrome.
Ray Hobson.
We'd been waiting on him to get his first win, and he finally got that first win on the oval. And then guess what? He went right back out and won on the figure 8 later that night. So one of the emerging stars of this division, Ray Hobson, in that 28 machine. And just in front of Ray is our first full-time female in the series. That's the 51 machine of Jessica Bush, who also does double duty by racing in the factory front wheel drives as well. So
Chris Gooden also on the track is bike number 87. Somebody going to try and eclipse. Best lap still Steve Vickers 49 machine 17.939. Rodney Smith 17.980. Garrett Fox 18.078. Didn't see this one. Jeffrey Tennis has got an 18.080. Nice. And Jackson Navarro snuck in for 5th quick so far, 18.141 for the little Jalapeno. 19 taking and recording hot laps in that first session.
Speaking of 19, the 19's out there right now. That's another fun guy to talk to. That's Ryan Krugler.
Yep. That whole knot of people of mini Outlaws and sometimes the Legend cars, they run down at the far end of the pit road. I call it cheaters at road just for fun. So they're just a really neat gang of people we want to get to know.
Yeah, some fun and fun people to talk to. Down there in that end of the pits.
And Hobson's 5th quick now. Hobson, 18.003 for Hobson. Pardon me. Yep, 0.83. Missed it. I thought it was a 0. It was actually a dust. And improves to 18.027. Hobson's definitely on fire now tonight. 3rd quick on the clock. He's got 17 seconds in him. He does. Hobson, 17.945. 2nd quick.
Well, remember that practice session a 3 weeks ago where we saw him go toe-to-toe with Jeffrey Shackelford in that practice? So he's got the chops for sure.
Yep. Kicks a little bit out of line there, coming off of 4. Sets with the right-hander. It slowed him down to an 18.092. And we go red, wrap this one up, and I got the full-size guys coming up. That was Nate Arthur there trying to sneak out there in time. I don't think he got there quick enough in his 81 machine. He's a little bit late. This is actually one of Nate Arthur's easiest nights he's ever had.
Yeah, it's a one-class, one-course night for Nathan Arthur. Normally he's got machines in about 3 or 4 different divisions and multiple courses. And
3 of the kids and a couple of kids' neighbors.
Ones where they got to borrow trailers to get all the cars here. But they're going to let him sneak a couple laps here, I think.
He becomes our 20th fellow racking up some practice times in Mini Outlaws. And full-size Outlaws, be right at the on-track gate. Full-size Outlaws, be right at the on-track gate. What a great night for a lot of fun. Thank you all for coming on out and having some fun with us. Papa Joe DePato out in the stands. I have to find my Speedrome live feed. There you are on the live look in. So I check in with my friends at the Peanut Gallery. Vickers, Hobson, Smith, Fox, and Tennis, Navarro, Logan Tennis. Nathan Arthur up to 8th quick and an 18.147. RJ Norton Jr. gave us an 18.294. Mike Coop 10th quick and an 18.348. Again, if you've not seen these cars before, they were on the oval and the 8. They've been running on a bit of a traveling circuit even lately. They're manufactured right behind the Speedrome backstretch at Polk Brothers Auto Care, and probably close to 40 of them, I guess, in existence now. A couple went off to garages, never reappeared. A couple of them went off and have been wrecked. Some being pieced back together, but they're perfectly sturdy little rides. Purpose built from the ground up using power plant very similar to what is used in the Legend Card series and others. So the power plant is a known factor and fairly common, easy to find parts for.
Attention in the pits. Attention in the pits. If you have lost an iPhone with a pink case, in the pit area, it is now currently in the pit office. If you've lost an iPhone with a pink case, it is now currently in the pit office. Could be a Dawsey.
Could be your other
phone.
It's 2026. We don't judge anymore.
That's a good point.
Uh-huh.
Hankey, Marks, and Kreider are injury and disability lawyers who are here for justice, and they are here for you when your life changes. With decades of success, they're your Social Security, disability, and injury attorneys. Let their skillful staff take care of you. Visit them today at hankeylawfirm.com. Hankey, Marks, and Kreider, official sponsors of the Senior Fast Carts. Look at those Outlaws, double filed back there, Tori, ready to rock. Coming out for their second round and could quite possibly their last full round of practice. We do have a small scuff session settled for just before their qualifying, just to sort of knock the stickers and things off their tires right before time trials. Want to thank Elite Outdoor Services. Elite Outdoor Services is the place to call for commercial and residential concrete work. Parking lots, driveways, walkways, and more are no problem for Elite Outdoor Services. They also do asphalt seal coating, striping, and more. Schedule your free estimate today at 317-681-2489. Elite Outdoor Services, sponsor of the Ford Young Guns.
Hope to see that group grow over the next couple of weeks. We'll see what happens and continue that experiment in the division. Caught it quite well. About a dozen kids out there participating down south, so curious to see how many more. And just a reminder, on your Ford division, you can use your regular Ford car in that division. There's no.
Well, and you and I have been around long enough to see some of these new series start. Sometimes it takes them, half a season or so to start picking up, and by the end of the year, you really got a good cue on whether they're going to be a good division or not. So we'll see how 2026 goes.
We ran a whole bunch of 6-car mini Outlaw. Factory front-wheel drive race, I remember.
Well, the minis went that way for a couple of years to where I thought maybe that was the end of them. But the last year and a half, they've been just fantastic.
Yep.
17-plus cars, and today we have 21 already signed in. So
never know where it's going to go with that thing, what catches on. I remember when we first tried the mini competition stock ideas, we called it back then. And we had for the longest while, for about 2 months, we had 2 cars.
Yeah.
Mike Shields in a little black Renault and a little Ford Maverick for Bob Supple. And Barb finally got a Rambler of all things. But we would actually run those little cars after Bob Supple collected $50 every night just to pull in the pits with his. he got money paid. Finally got some competition. We ran, and we'd run them with the big cars.
Yeah. Well, speaking of competition tonight, there's some pretty stout competition shaping up here in the spring shootout for the Outlaw Figure 8 cars here tonight.
Tough Little Customer leads the way. Dylan Dowson's number 21 machine in the blue and orange. The 40 of Robbie Greenwell in the red, white, and blue with fluorescent orange on the side. Now several number 3s tonight. The black one with all the flames on it. That is going to be the 3 machine of Kevin Brooks. He's followed by the 111 of R.J. Norton III. Back in action. Jesse Tunney, first time out today for the 57 ride of Jesse Tunney, and the 5 of Ben Tunney on the track. Stand ready to the pit area, stand ready to the pit area. Pits are going to be open. Pits are open here, if I recall. Yep, and so the gates are open, so be careful out there. Cars be coming on and off the track, so please, please, please be alert all times.
Yeah, something you'll have to check out and be proud of, Tori, when you go into pits after the races is that newly redesigned gate there on the on-track. It's a one-piece gate that's got these cool roller balls, ball bearings and stuff, that grease fittings and stuff that make it so much easier to move in just one big gate that Audie Moose spent a lot of time designing and working out.
Yeah, so, we've spent many long hours on that gate over the decades.
It's had many different styles and redesigns and things, so making its debut today.
Checking us out. Hi, Bob. Is Harold going to be out there tonight? Well, I'm not sure who Harold is, Joseph.
If you're talking Harold Adams, yes. If you're talking Harold Workman, I'm not sure.
That's a good point there on that one.
I don't think Harold Bennett will be here tonight.
Harold Bruce?
Yeah, he's here tonight.
There you go.
Prince Harry probably won't be here tonight.
Well, you never know. Megan might say yes.
Unless Don Walker's announcing.
Oh, good point. He's running special match race later on with Joey Chestnut, Don Delvo.
Is that part of Joey's community service?
There you go. 17.562 his best lap so far this second session. Jesse Tunney, the 17.562 in that 57 machine. Ben Tunney getting on the clock there, getting those 17.601. See what we can do about that clock. It's going to be Mark Tunney coming out in Royal Purple number 3 machine there. Picked him up another one down at Speedrome. It's kind of neat for me. You know, we always grew up there knowing the guys from our racetrack, and you know, we're so proud of. But when I hear so many people cheering on our guys down there,
yeah, it's pretty cool.
It's pretty neat to watch guys that kids I babysat, and they're now cheering for them at another racetrack.
Yeah.
Austin Tunney's number 7 come to play, so it gives us all 4 Tunneys briefly on the track at the same time. Jesse is off though.
Yeah.
Norton's now got the fastest lap of this session, 17.494, 17.494.
That'll make the Swinford folks happy.
Yep. Jack Dawsey Jr. checks in the 20 machine. 2 number 20s, 1 for Jack Dawsey. Got his merch outside of turn 4 there, out by the ticket gate where you come in here on the front stretch.
They seem to have found a lot of things the past couple of weeks as they've torn that car down since the last race, and I think they've found a lot of things that were sort of slowing their progress down. So he's very hopeful that tonight may be his best outing here of his returning season.
Bidlin box number 37, the Sparkle 37. See if we can go there. And the 0 machine there is your man again, Mr. Johnson, in the house.
Yep, 2-time champion of the modified figure 8 division down at the Speedrome.
Now see, he's got the Nick's Powder Keg sponsorship on the panels, but he doesn't get a hoppy.
Yeah, because every time he's ran this car, he's not had a roof on it. So,
okay. We can still put it on a bar somewhere.
Yeah,
I mean,
maybe on the top of his helmet.
I guess.
And we could put a cam maybe in Hoppy's mouth.
That would be cool.
Hoppy cam.
I would shoot right behind so you still can see the little Hoppy holding his little powder keg up in front.
Here's the first time car we've seen out today.
Mr.
That's the
Schwartz.
51 of Lee Schwartz. Lee, a guy consistently in the top 10 in the championship standings here at the Speedrome.
And probably one of the most likable guys in this Outlaw division, too.
Yeah, Lee probably missed that first round of practice, probably working over at the Firestone. You know, couldn't get off work yet, so said he might miss a practice session when he came and picked up his tires earlier this week. So
up first sighting, crossover, almost got interesting there. First sighting. Now, everybody been wondering, but yes, Jeffrey Shackford is in the house.
It's got a brand new paint job.
It is all brand new body. Try to get the transponder to work on him. We'll be ready to give you some times here shortly. Norton's still fastest in the 111 car with that 17.494. Got the bean counters over there, punching buttons, getting Shackford registered in. For those of you that follow these on the My Race Pass application on your smart device. Also use it for the banner you see at the top of your screen there on the Speedrome.tv, or you people out here in the stands can also.
I think that's a new interior color as well, too, on that car. I don't remember that.
Could be.
Kind of an orangish red there. But definitely new side pieces on there with a new graphic design for Shackford. Maybe hoping that'll bring him a little extra added luck here in the 90-minute race.
No. You can't be talking like that. He's got a regular girl. Don't be talking about no side piece. Speaking of which, Troy Hughes, 17.462.
Now that we've got the drivers sorted out in the...
Shackford up to 17.555 that time by.
In the Hughes Corporation.
Yep. It's good.
Little disco.
That's be interesting that the Hughes got quite a little stable now to talk about. How did Mr. Crane gave us a 17.823, so Crane is right running. Matt Johnson, 17.692. So
right
Johnson,
there in the pocket.
He is right there where you want to be. You got to be.
Yep. Yeah, those are the kind of laps, as you always mention, if you can run in the race all day long, it's going to put you in the mix.
Yep.
For sure, for a nice, great finish.
32 machine of Anthony Sloan coming out to play. First time we've seen him today. 19 so far, taking advantage of the second practice session.
Yeah, and still more stacked up out there in the pits. So,
so Kerry Dixon saying hey. Of course, we know Bob Polka's checking us out. Vinny Schmuckatelli, Cody Williams going to be the 3-hour this year. Go, all right. Mr. Mike Heimel checking in. Don't forget, if you're sitting in the Mike Heimel auction service section, Miss Leslie will be very angry if you're caught smoking, drinking, or doing electronic vaping, anything like that up there. So please.
You're going to go to your room.
Oh, no. Worse, she's going to make you sit down for one of Mike's auctions. Front row, right in the spit zone.
In the euchre seats, right in the front row.
There you go. Mike every Thursday night, 59 North 2nd.
You see a lot of your Speedrome faves over there a lot of times, too. They make their presence known at the old Heimel Auctions service there. It's a Beech Grove staple.
Yep. And speaking of, there is Dalton Connors, number 20. Oh, Shackelford gave us a 17.120 before leaving the track, 17120.
That was a walk-off right there.
That was. That's a mic drop moment. Oh, hello.
Jacob Robertson in the house.
Making his debut now at the Speedrome.
Of course, in the Outlaws, we do have the Jacob Robertson Invitational every year at the 3-hour weekend with the Ford classes. He's won it 47 consecutive years.
We know he can run big field figure eights. He's done it all the time down there at Sportsdrome. Probably about 4 seconds a lap slower, but still.
Yeah, he's coming off the win in Figure 8 Mania down there, the Twin 45s here just a 3 weeks ago. So very successful driver at the Sportsdrome Speedway, making his second appearance in the Outlaws.
Now let's see how we do now. 91 Robinson, 18.094 that last lap. So trying to get her into the 17s. For a little clear track do so. This is basically his first. I don't know if he's part of your secret session earlier today.
Yeah, he was here today.
18.042.
Still getting his feet wet here in the Outlaws. Only his second ever appearance in them.
So 21 so far. Those of you following from home there, 21 so far taking hot laps in this second session. Again, as you heard Scott tell you earlier, we're going to go through this next round of hot lap session. After this will be the Street Stockers up for the final round, then Fords and Minis, and then we'll wrap up practice. We'll have a special, and release tires, by the way, during that after this practice session. Have a special scuff session for the Outlaws. And then
some guys choose to scuff, some don't, but we're giving them that opportunity to get ready for qualifying with those new tires.
And so far, the feedback I'm getting on tires here in 2026, I'm not hearing complaints.
No, it's been good.
And of course, compound they got.
And of course, this being an endurance race tonight, we do the straight-up starting field because it's such a long race, and you never know what can happen from there. The pole's really not an advantage, so to speak, in that sort of race.
Because you're catching the back of the field, and everybody's catching you very, very quickly in a race like this.
Yep, so they're going to qualify and set that field starting straight up. And, of course, we have had 8 previous spring shootouts, and a Tunney has been the fast qualifier each and every time. Now it's been 4 different Tunneys, so they passed it around a little bit. So we'll see if the field could handle taking that over tonight. Got a lot of great candidates that could be fast qualifier tonight.
Mike Nelson back out in the blue number 72 machine.
Again, no matter how many laps he turns tonight, there'll be less distance than what he drove to get here.
Yep.
So great to have Mike back here. Of course, Mike's ran Speedrome many times.
Stock class, and he's part of our original General Tire series.
He ran in the modifieds for a little while. Him and his son Matt.
Yep.
Competed against each other quite a bit in different disciplines.
And they moved on south there for a while, and he's now been living in Mississippi for about 20 years. Oh my God, we're old, Scott.
I've heard rumor too that we might see Matt making his return to the Outlaw Figure 8 cars at some point too. So whether that's a rumor or a threat or whatever, Matt, former top rookie in the division.
For those of you curious, 24 cars have taken practice laps in this final session. 24.
Still got 5 more that are signed in.
I know. This is going to be interesting.
Yep, and still you never know what kind of stragglers show up. We know Bobby Whitaker likes to be fashionably late.
And that's true. Jennifer, Justin, Kinney, they paid the $40 for the monthly. They get tonight's live as part of that subscription, right?
Absolutely.
There you go, Jennifer. That's what I thought too.
The only Speedrome, the only racing event at the Speedrome that is separate from that is the World Figure 8 Championship weekend. It's a separate, and of course last weekend Sportsdrome was a separate deal, but every weekly show at the Speedrome from April through the end of October is recurring, that 30-day rotating pass. So
yep. So there you go. Yes, if you already got your subscription, tonight's part of that. You get to check us out. You still get to check all the oldies. You get the 30 days worth of value out of those.
So we
basically forever. As long as you signed up, you get the entire archives.
Yeah, and that's us appreciating you as a subscriber for continuing to be a subscriber to get part of this big event here.
Kurt Gerald's our producer. Speedrome TV subscribers will get a discount. I don't know what's up, but it looks like they're working on a special discount for the Speedrome.
No, that's 3-hour weekend.
For 3-hour weekend.
3-hour weekend.
The 3-hour program. See, there we go. Sorry about that.
There is an offer for our regular subscribers to get a discount on that, and you'll see that when we get closer to that time. So
there you go. You'll still be able to do the 3-hour on your TV if you can't make it out here to the track, which of course you'll want to. But and they're giving the Speedrome TV subscribers a little money off on that one. So watch for that as the time comes. I'm really disappointed. No, wait a minute. Is that a blimp out there? No, it's one of those banners on the back of a. No blimps this year that I've seen so far.
We were in the pit office yesterday afternoon, and there was a flyover that came very close. I think it might have been the guys rehearsing for the 500. It shook the walls and about knocked the TV off the walls when they came by, but it was pretty impressive. We got a chance to step outside and see it. So
I think nowadays they come out of the Shelbyville a lot, so it's
sometimes that or over at Mount Comfort, because I live over by Mount Comfort.
Well, for the military,
I see them on the deal too, because that's a medium size.
First time today for Daniel Norman, the 55. First time out for him in the 5.5. 25 now have taken advantage of this final hot lap session. Mr. Johnson returns in the Zero Hero. That's the Shirley
Shurko
on the back fin as well as a Nick. I'm used to seeing the Derby City on my Southern Boys, and of course Nick's powder keg is legendary.
Yeah.
But did that Andy Shirley on there? That is.
I think it is.
It is Andy Shirley on the back. Okay, there you go. Got your plug for you, Andy.
We haven't seen his Mini out tonight.
That's not.
Chad's been piloting it the last few weekends at the multiple tracks, so we'll see if the Andy Shirley Mini Outlaw gets out there. Looks like we're starting to wind down a little bit, see if there's any more big Outlaw cars back there.
Stock class cars. Be ready at the on-track gate. Stock class cars, be ready at the on-track gate.
There's Norman's beautiful 55 machine. That's a good-looking car right there. And what I really like, it's easy for folks to see in the stands and things like that. And I imagine it's help being visible at the crossover to other drivers, and that would be important, I would think, You get a car that sort of blends into the woodwork, a lot of times you end up on the back end of a wrecker,
For top 10 of Who's Who in Figure 8 Racing, the top 10 time so far is 17.118 for Dalton Connor in the 20 machine. Jeffrey Shackelford, 17.120 on the 28. Chad Sizeworth, number 1, 17.313 on the comeback trail. Mason Hadley's number 2 was a 17.328. The 22, Troy Hughes, just got eclipsed by Daniel Norman's 55 at a 17.448. Bumps Hughes, 22, back to a 17.462. 6 quick. Mark Tunney, 7th quick, 17.481. R.J. Norton, the 3rd in the 111. That's pretty cool. The 111 matches his tail end of his number. The 17.494 for that. Well, all these guys under the 17.7 range. The old master himself, Jack Dawsey Jr.'s 20 machine, 17.508. Ben Tunney's 10th quick so far, 17.541. Some real good numbers.
Shackelford's back out here to see what he's got here on this final tune-up.
Yep. And this is 26 cars now. Well, it should be 27 cars taking advantage of this final hot lap session. In fact, let's go back there. Yep, 27 cars taking advantage of the final hot lap session.
Yeah, I think we've got Tommy St. John out there now, too, don't we? Or is that Shackelford?
Shackelford's 28 and the 20 of Dalton Connor.
Tommy St. John's someone that we're going to see late, Tori. he had his business is he sells trades ball cards and stuff.
Yep.
He had a show this afternoon.
Okay.
I believe down in Whiteland or Greenwood or somewhere south of here. And he was telling me he's going to have to close up his table a little early and try to catch the last practice. So we're going to see him come flying in the gate here pretty soon. I saw his Hall of Fame father with the car in the pit area back there.
Yeah, so the car was unloaded. And this always got the option if they get somebody that looked like Tommy St. John to sneak in there.
Well, Tommy got some practice during the week a little bit. He knew that he was going to be in this work situation this weekend, so kind of tried to prepare for it, but didn't want to miss this big event, and knowing he's got a car that's capable of winning it, so definitely wanted to be part of it.
For sale car of Kyle Norris, by the way, 20th quick, and got to give a nod on this, though. 17.78, oops, did I see that right? 17.814, just out of that sweet spot 17.7 range.
That's not too
for
shabby.
Norris. So Norris definitely could be an interesting one for a finish here tonight. But I don't think he's quite up to snuff for the factor, but boy, he's definitely showing he's got some chops on the track. And Connor's going to be fast cat in that final practice session, but it all changes.
Polk Brothers Auto Care is your full-service auto repair shop located right here in the shadow of the Indianapolis Speedrome. They provide race car level expertise for your daily streetcar needs. Show tonight's ticket for $20 off your next service. Don't just go anywhere for your vehicle's auto service. Go to the crew that works on race cars. Schedule fast today at polkbrosautocare.com. That's Polk, B-R-O-S, autocare.com. Polk Brothers Auto Care, located just behind the Speedrome. Looking for your next new ride? Log on to racegilmancars.com. The selection is amazing with 8 vehicle brands and 12 dealerships. Browse through thousands of new, used, and certified pre-owned vehicles. You can even schedule your service for your current car at racegilmancars.com. RaceGilmanCars.com is your #1 online destination for entering the new automotive winner's circle.
About 7 of the 4 division out on the track includes the 22 machine of Hayden Garner in black and orange, the 87 of Rex Cox in mostly black, the very red first time out today, the 61 machine of Kevin Smith, also the 23 of Kenny McDonough, 27 machine of Henry McDougall, and the 25 of Brian Harper, the superfan. Oh, and the 24 of Mr. Larry Hahn. 25 laps on the 8 for these guys today.
Yeah, a little bit more of a dash for these guys compared to last weekend's longer event. So we'll see how quickly those guys can get to the front, or if one of the...
Well, one of the things that kind of makes it back in the day when we hold a stock class figure 8, the mayhem usually was so severe. We actually, you had to account that for your car count for the following show because so many guys there.
Yeah.
Well, we're tore up, but
especially when you race 2 or 3 nights a weekend, with that same car.
It takes a lot of work to keep these things rolling. But these guys basically a relatively clean race despite track conditions. And they were not good track conditions. Everybody takes, raise our hand on that one. That was.
Yeah, but like you mentioned, pretty much mostly everybody pretty much unscathed. Anybody that finished down at the bottom were minor things. Larry Hahn had a flat tire. And a
lot of frustration there, but it's in the rules. Yes, you may take a pit stop.
Yeah.
But you're at your own risk of delay. And they're not, as they've learned, especially on night we're already running late.
Looks like we got a little debris here. Our track crew looking to pick it up. Don't know what that was. Didn't look like a quarter, though.
Darn it.
Was that a can of dip or something, maybe? I don't know. I don't know, but we've retrieved whatever it was. Oh, there's more of it, whatever it is.
I think he is counting it.
Yeah. Maybe we shouldn't zoom in on him there.
Yeah, I was going to say, yeah.
The tax man may be watching.
Well, over the decades, there's been a few things I found on the track after some of the celebrations out there. Made my week a little happier.
He might have picked up some items that they'll be evaluating on Antiques Roadshow later this month.
Or at that one of those History Channel contraband to the border. I don't know.
You just never know.
Nope. Larry Hahn gave us a 19.924. 19.924 Best lap so far, Rex Cox, 20.209. And Kevin Smith, 20.463 for a guy who doesn't like figure eight. Not doing too bad out there. Keep an eye on Brian Harper. Just see how he does cruising up to 22.820. Had to slow down big time for the crossover. But it's kind of a strange thing we do here with these figure eights. Well, nice little one. Was not afraid to go through the X that time by. I'll give him credit there. McDougal just scored a 21.259 while getting an eyeful of Harper. Harper's going to line himself up right behind. Let's see what we get on this one. Should be a nice improvement. 22.408 is a touch of improvement for Harper. And he's one of those guys that been racing for a couple of seasons now with us, but only on the oval, not real fond of the 8. But kind of side he's going to have to run here. And
yeah, and he's been, like you mentioned, he's a super fan out here. He loves watching figure eight racing. Just hasn't got too much experience at it, but, you know, he's doing all he can to have the most fun he can out here on the figure eight course.
Another one of those super nice guys. Get a chance to run down the pits after the show's over, and he's still out there. Give him a hey.
Yeah, most of the times here by himself or maybe one other person.
He did have one crewman this time.
Nice. Yep. So just somebody that loves the sport of auto racing.
Full-time member of Hoosier Auto Race Fans.
Yep.
Big supporter of their activities.
There you see on your screen Kevin Smith, the reigning series champion. But it's been kind of a tough year for Kevin Smith. So all kinds of odd things happening to him. He was able to win an oval a couple of weeks back in a thriller against Larry Hahn down to the finish. And then last week, as you mentioned, he's not a super fan of the figure eight, but managed to come home with a third-place finish. So he called that a win, I'm sure. And see if he can improve that by a spot or two tonight.
And speaking of the stock division, let's see. Coming into this weekend, Rex Cox leads the points right now, 505 points on top of the charts, just ahead of his nemesis for the figure eight honors, Jordan Gonder. Larry Hahn sitting third, followed by Kevin Smith, Aaron Smay, James Fleek, Hayden Garner, Justin Green, Henry McDougal, and Mike Strunk sitting 10th in points at the moment.
Yeah, nice job there for Mike. He's another newcomer to the Speedrome in general. I don't remember him racing in anything. So jumping into the stock class and sneaking into the top 10 points early in the season is pretty cool.
In case you're curious, we do keep the point series on the Outlaw figure eights. They are Jeffrey Shackelford, Jesse Tunney, Ben Tunney, Kevin Brooks. Corey Harmon still sitting 5th at the time. Dylan Douth at 6th, Charlie Hargraves, Jack Dawsey Jr., Jeff Swinford, and Lee Schwartz for your top 10 in the Outlaw points right now. And the minis. There we go, mini Outlaws. Now, this is just the Speedrome part of the schedule, correct?
Yes.
They have their own separate traveling schedule.
Yeah, there are a few events that count for both, which opening night was here. So, but the points you're about to look at is the points just for Speedrome only.
Sitting with Garrett Fox on top of the charts for the moment. Ray Hobson, Nathan Arthur, Alex Phillips, Jackson Navarro. Oh, this I didn't realize. Victor Reibel, 6th in points. We did not see him yet today.
No.
Victor Reibel, Ryan Kruger, Doug Underwood having a good run on his rookie season. Jessica Bush and Joseph Sells sitting on top 10.
And that's a pretty tight battle up top, if I remember.
Yep. 650, 649, 646 for those top 3 spots.
Nice. That's basically a heads up, finished in front of who could change all those spots tonight.
Stock division more coming out. Justin Green's number 52 machine. There's Jordan Gonder's number 3. Aaron Smay's 30. Mr. Fleek and his number 98. Billy Pittman in the 177. First time out today for DeSummers. Man, that is going to be Kevin Summers in the 44.
Actually, the first time this season we've seen Kevin
Summers. That's true. They've been promising or threatening or promising. I don't know what you call it. But yeah, he's finally got it together and come back out. Hopefully, we can avoid any disastrous engine blow up.
Yeah, we've seen Kyle several times so far this season, but now Kevin making his trip out here, and that's kind of a thinned out area of the pits as well too. Normally, a couple of junior fast karts and front wheel drives and all kinds of stuff in that family back there, but.
Jalen's going to have to fling tires for him today instead of the other way around.
Yeah, he's going to have to be the crew chief in that deal.
Ford stand ready. Ford stand ready at the on-track gate. Ford stand ready at the on-track gate. Fords, you're up next at the on-track gate, please.
Good times are always on tap at the One More Lounge. Fun, food, music, and ice-cold beverages await you and your friends. Check out their packed schedule of events on Facebook. One More Lounge is the official last call, last lap white flag sponsor of the Speedrome. One More Lounge is located a few minutes south of the track at 7143 Southeastern Avenue in Wanamaker. That's the One More Lounge.
Plenty of still racing coming up here in 2026. In case you haven't had a chance to go check out the speedrome.com website for updated schedules and all the other goodies.
Speaking of debuts, Tori, we're at the debut of Sunshine now.
Sunshine and lollipops and yep. Mother Nature not too kind with racing here the last couple of days, but hopefully it should be clear all night long. They told us the front is clear out there.
Yeah, actually, this morning it worked out really nice because it was supposed to rain to potentially 10, 11 o'clock in the morning, but it was over maybe 7, 8 o'clock. So gave us an early chance to jump on drying the track and able to get it done by about 10:15 or so, so those Outlaw cars could get some practice in this afternoon.
Yep, and a chance to address the weather situation last week, and this is something over the decades. I've only seen a couple of times out here. There's a case of a very cool day, and then a warm, moist front came rolling in as the sun was going down. It even came along. So the track is super cold. All that moist air, it condensed out like dew on top of the racetrack all night, and it just couldn't go away. It just kept continued falling.
Yeah, even though the surface was like having a mist condition. There was no mist falling, but it was like having mist down on the track.
Yep. So you can't really apologize for that situation like that. It's just the nature of the weather. And like my road racing guys always say, everybody's got the same track.
Yeah, and then we didn't get to run the junior fast kart races, so they're going to double up next Saturday night. So
you got a full card of racing again next Saturday. You need someplace to spend your next Saturday.
Yeah.
We got the Chuck Hargraves race.
Yeah, for the Outlaw figure 8 cars.
We've got the kids. What else?
We got the grocery getters.
Oh, God.
We've got the trailer figure 8, and then we got the bus rides for the kids during the afternoon. So whole menagerie of motorsports action going on next Saturday night here at the Speedrome.
Oh, yeah, good point to remember. You folks have been asking about the grocery getters. You just heard Scott mention. That is next week, so get your car ready. Should be an easy build, quick build. Also the trailer figure 8. It's got to be a trailer with something on it. A real-life trailer with something on it for the trailer figure 8.
Yeah, and your grocery getters, you get 2 opportunities to compete. One, we have the drags.
Yep.
We do the drags with the bracket-style drags.
And who'd have thought that would ever take off the way it did?
Oh, it's great. The guys love it. And then we'll have a main event with, everybody out there. I think I heard that we're doing the flagpole, so we'll have to wait and see on that deal. So it's always fun and exciting with the grocery getters, and so many of the guys, it's the only racing class here that I see guys crash on the first lap, walk off the track, and they're laughing and carrying on.
Yep.
Most of our other racing divisions, if you get knocked out on the first lap, you're in not too happy of a mood.
Nope.
But a lot of fun.
But it's also one that a whole lot of folks from the stands get a chance to participate, folks, mechanics, other friends. So look around, find you one of those cheapy cars, one of those front engine cars. Go to Hannah's, go to Shelbyville Auto Parts, go to some of our other friends out there in the scrap business and the junkyard business.
I've already had one of our old Roadrunner friends, Robert Perkins, call.
Oh, God.
He's going to bring over and drop off a pop-up camper next Friday. So
they are the best.
So he's going to compete in the trailer figure 8 with that. Robert's ran out here in a lot of things. But
pop-up cameras are my favorite.
Yeah.
And I'm sure some of those little full-size ones are actually better.
Yeah, I'm sure he's going to have to keep it away from Chad Sizemore trying to drive through it. That's kind of his specialty.
Yeah, Chad, you have struggling through the pace lap with Chad.
Forget Chat GPD. It's a Chad 911 when he drives through those trailers.
So 19.657 best lap out there was Larry Hahn in that looks like it can be final session for the stock division. Ford's coming up next.
BAM Weather is official weather forecasting partner of the Speedrome. BAM Weather is a weather consulting business that provides customized forecast insights and weather data to major businesses and organizations across the globe through its Clarity platform. That's BAM Weather Forecasting Service.
Michael Phipps, number 95X, leads the way in the orange and blue machine. First time today for the 77 of Brandon Kelshaw. Adam Arrington returns in the 24.
Kelshaw, speaking of a guy that competes on the grocery getters.
Yep. Turn of Curtis Chapman in the number 8 machine, the 21 of Harold Bruce, Das Hammer, the 14 of Lonnie Wildrick, and 36 of Justin Bliss, the 77. They are telling us 77 Jacob Daniels. They are saying that Jacob Daniels in that 77D in the white, red, and gold.
Well, two things. I'm glad to see him racing the figure 8. And two, I'm glad to see him back out racing the figure 8 because we saw him get pushed off during that last practice session. So whatever bugs were going on with that machine, they've sorted out. So it's great to see him back out here, one of the young rising stars of the Ford class.
Kind of shy kid, part of a whole family of racers there. They've been with the Speedrome for many, many years. And got to start in the factory front-wheel drives and quickly decided to switch over this Ford here. Already got him an oval win and looking for one on the 8 now.
Yep. Real excited when we get to see these youngsters get going.
Will Greenwald out there checking in for the Peanut Gallery. Should be seeing old Will and the Hawk out here at the kind of Sportsdrome. As the Sportsdrome has a week off. I mean, that's interesting.
It's Bouncy House weekend down at the Sportsdrome.
Yeah.
They got the world's largest bouncy situation going on down there, so I'm sure a lot of folks are having fun.
Is that just today or is that tomorrow also?
I think it's for the weekend.
Oh, okay. That'd be interesting.
Yeah. I talked to a good friend of mine earlier that took his kids to one of those in another location and said it's a lot of fun. It's a big hoot. So,
sorry if I'm still alive. I know I'm allowed to go to the track at Jeffersonville. I don't know if I'm allowed the rest of the city limits.
Well, as long as you stay on this side of the river, right?
There you go. Yep.
The statute of limitations is still might be in effect on the other side.
I got to make sure I go across the bridge without a lot of cameras. So.
Yeah. Yeah, but you'll find a nice, out-of-the-way, good place to eat, too, I'm sure, when you go down there. You're pretty good at doing that.
Well, we were rather jealous of you being out down there for an extra night of catfish.
I hate to disappoint, but since I was down there by myself, I ate fast food the whole weekend.
Oh, man.
Yeah, didn't even go to Roosters.
Oh, man.
I had nobody to go with.
Oh, okay.
So
I was waiting for all the reports of all the
it was sad. It was really sad.
Okay.
But, that's okay. I had a good time.
Curtis Chapman definitely in the swing. 2:08.34, best lap for the Fords on this round. Michael Phipps, another one of his buddies from up in Anderson Way, 20.858.
Those are both, if I'm not mistaken, National Crown winners. So pretty prestigious event up there at the Anderson Speedway. Also from here, National Crown winners, Ben Tunney and Jeff Shackelford. That's big Jeff Shackelford.
What about Mike Riddle?
Mike Riddle, of course, is
okay.
Yes.
I
just meant Speedrome.
Speedrome guys, yeah.
Yeah, homegrown Speedrome guys. Mike Riddle, of course, started his career up at the Anderson Speedway. He's won pretty much all the stuff up there.
Him and old Darwin Blankenship.
Yep.
So I guess now we're due up. The Outlaws are due up in Anderson here in a couple weeks, aren't they?
They have a race up there. I think it's the 13th of June.
Okay.
If I'm not mistaken.
So another
Still
weekend
got two more races here.
Okay.
Before then,
so we don't usually promote the other racetracks, but for the shout out for the class. And
yeah, we got a pretty good program that same night here. I think that's the night of the Joe Sheedy Memorial Race, and it's autograph night.
Yep.
So should be an exciting program here at the Speedrome that night.
Yep.
And I have all the big stock car drivers out for that 63 lapper and all the family. And
had dinner with Ron Sheedy just the other night there, Ron and Eva.
Yeah, we usually see him in the flag stand that night.
See if we can't get him back up there again.
Yep. So always something cool and exciting going on here at the Speedrome every Saturday night.
And if you want to be part of it, real simple way. One is just get your ticket, come on down. But other, if you and your company wants to get on board, we got plenty of opportunities, events that you can be a sponsor to or part of. And just give us a call during the week to Jackson, and he'll get you straightened out. Jackson Mears, give him a call here at the track. There you go, 317-353-8206. There we go. I almost gave up my old home phone number. Don't live there anymore. You can't use it.
We've hit 30 cars in the Outlaw Figure Eights, Tori, and I'll let you guess who that 30th
Bobby
one is.
Whitaker.
Bobby Whitaker in the house.
Welcome back to the big.
Yeah, Bobby's good. No practice needed. He's good to go. So those Ford cars are heading off the track.
Alrighty, more Fords coming on.
Yep, got a little, probably one more group.
Yep, and then Mini Outlaws, the on-track gate, please. Mini Outlaws, the on-track gate. Following the Mini Outlaw practice, we'll be shutting off the practice briefly and going to a scuff session for the Outlaw Figure 8 cars, and then we're straight into Outlaw Figure 8 qualifying. We'll be sending you to the tech line. You must go straight from the tech line to the on-track gate for your qualifying attempts there for the 2026 90-minute shootout.
I do that every once in a while. I still pop in the 19 every once in a while.
Yeah.
19, whatever. I guess we do that when we're old.
Yep. 44 machine of Timothy Perkins, who had a couple good runs at the tail end of that last practice session. We'll see what it does time-wise this time out. 0-8 to Brandon Acree, the 62 machine of Mr. Hayden Garner on the track. The 98 of Brendan Holford. The 11 of Frank Hardcastle. And who else again? Justin Gully's number 31. Can't forget Justin.
Holford's really cool to see out here tonight, Tori. We've sort of coaxed him into running figure 8 racing. But, you know, most of the time he pops in on the figure 8 on nights he already has oval competition. So here Brendan Holford has showed up on a night where there's no oval in sight. He's the reigning oval champion in the division. Understand, you know, doesn't like the figure 8, but like I said, you know, a couple of these nights he's already here, you know, he pops out the figure 8. He's been doing much better. So for him to unload and come here for an all figure 8 program, I love it. He's such a fun guy, and he's a talented driver.
Yeah, you just missed a real close with the cross between Acree and Hardcastle. But yeah, Holford's a fun guy to talk to, meet up. And usually he sticks around after the races are over. You want to get a chance to shake a hand and say hey.
Yeah, and with that wild paint job on his car, he's a part of the graphics company that puts that together, too.
Okay.
So part of a couple of his family businesses, that's one of them. So has to do with the graphics. So pretty neat stuff. I think he does the stuff on the Riddle machines as well.
Yep. 14 taking advantage of this final Ford practice session. And we're getting ready to go with Mini Outlaw Figure 8 practice. Mini Outlaw Figure 8 practice up next. Mini Outlaw Figure 8 practice up next. Once again, live here at the Indianapolis Speedrome. Live to you on the Facebook for now. We'll wrap that up. I've not yet heard if we're going to carry on through qualifications.
Yes, we're going to do qualifying.
There you go. They will keep the Facebook freebie live during the qualifying, but we will go back to strictly pay-per-view at the end of qualifying. So if you're in the sound of our voice, you got time to get out here to the racetrack. Otherwise, you always got time to sign on and get back on board with a subscription if you can't make it to the track. And we'd love to have you come on out here. Got some good food, good drinks. Got the concession stands open up underneath the main grandstand. Got the Sweet Shack open up outside of Turn 4. I got tailgaters outside behind the bleachers outside Turn 4. I'll tell you what, man.
It's a big event, baby.
3-hour tailgating's turned into quite the operation I've noticed here the last couple of seasons. That's kind of fun.
Yeah, so this is sort of the prequel to that, you know, here being the 90-minute race. So kind of maybe not drag out your full setup, but, you know, bring a partial setup. You know, and it's Memorial Day weekend, so that's great, you know, with the Indy 500 and then Memorial Day Monday and, you know, a lot of cookouts and family gatherings and things. So sort of extend that to the racetrack here on Saturday night.
And Frank Hardcastle is my fast cat, 20514. A couple laps back, he slowed down since. Brendan Holford, second quick, though. That could be the story of the night, 20659. But I've got 8 guys under the 21-second mark, which is doing pretty good for these guys.
That's a couple of stories there. It's good. Holford's going to get a good starting spot because he hasn't ran too much of figure 8. Yep. And Hardcastle, who's trying to, you know, break some of the bad luck he's been having. He's got the car running good tonight, so we'll see what he can do in a 40-lapper. So,
so this one, and this will be set up by the handicap system, correct?
Yep.
So top performers going to be starting in the
back.
We'll
be doing that in all of our divisions tonight, except for the 90-minute race. It'll be the handicapping system. So, you know, and that these days is the average finishes or average points per night in that deal. So, you know, if you're one of the best average points guys, you'll be at the tail. If you're had some bad points nights, you'll be towards the front. So, Still a variation of what we've been doing for a long, long time here at the Speedrome.
And the footnote to that is, of course, if you have 0 points in previous, you're going to be starting on the tail as well, but I don't think we have anybody that's going to apply to.
No.
Because Chapman got the race in last time.
That's right. And that's the cool thing about the 90-minute race on that end, it not being a handicap system race. All those newcomers get a chance to either, start on the pole or start on the tail. They're going to determine it by their qualifying speed.
Yep.
So that looks like that'll do it for the Fords for practice. Next time we'll see those folks back out, we'll be in competition. Here come the Browns Oil Service Mini Outlaws.
49 of Steve Vickers leads the way. He's with us before. 22 Jackson Navarro was very fast in the first session. Logan Thinnis and Tinas. I got to.
He was pretty quick that last time out too.
Force myself to say it. Logan Tinas in the 93T, no problem. They're looking good. Elvin Acres 77 machine. Raiden Eversole in the 00. Jessica Bush in the 51. There is the winner last time out for the minis and Sportsdrome. That's going to be Rodney Smith in the 4. And that everybody, yes it is.
Yep, again, 21 last time I looked. Let's see if we got an update on that. Cars signed in for the Mini Outlaws and the My Race Pass. Yep, 21 cars, so probably going to be 3 groups of practice here if they choose to take it. Acres won, if I don't remember right. I don't think he's raced here this year, so he may start the tail. He raced at the Sportsdrome last weekend. We've seen him a bunch of times this year in the Legend cars early on in the season.
I think he came out and joined us because one of the problems was actually trying to figure out his number. It's a 7E. It's a 77 at one point.
Maybe 7s are wild.
I guess. Very cool. It's had a graphic package on it. Very shiny. Just one set of vinyl. Whoa, but boy, the car is definitely not handling.
He used every inch of real estate he had right there.
You see how he doesn't. Oh, it's one spun out. That's going to be Jessica Bush out there, and Akers going to swing up high side around him.
Bush is going to get that car fired back up, pull away.
Whips her on away. Again,
a little tire wash there.
These cars are basically an in-out box type arrangement with a clutch involved. There is no reverse gear.
Basically anything a motorcycle can do, type thing.
Kurt Gerald's popping. Kurt's coming up with it. Has run 3 times only in the Legend. So there you go. This is Elvin's debut in the Mini Outlaw.
Since he sat in the stat seat last week, he's now popping off with these stats.
He was trying to be my Scott Nye Jr. last week.
He did a great job.
He did a great job. Okay.
And you guys did good getting through your ads. I know you raced through those very well.
Got through them all.
Very, very good job. I was proud of both of you.
And he did. He did
get that one more lounge, last call, last lap.
Yep.
And now he's the stat guy.
And of course, he did have one of the highlights of the night there, discussing the white-on-white crime here on the east side. Gotta love it. But we made it through the night, and appreciate everybody that's checked in with us here, as well as on board with the Sportsdrome broadcast last week. Got to be in the stands for that one, listening to you and Brandon, and you did a fine job there. So.
Yeah, it was a busy weekend. Yep. Mother Nature tried to fight us all the way around north and south, and we managed to get through most of it.
Yeah, we were really shocked how dry things got for us, with the exception of that whole inversion situation with that cold track, warm, moist air deal.
And that was weird. It wasn't the whole track either. It was just some select spots that were
actually, it's something, like I said, something we've seen before. Some places seem to hit harder than others. Seems like this section here in one, where we're used to seeing the moisture collecting, from the ground saturation. The weird one was all there. I'm wondering maybe the white concrete patch we put in over the decades there. If
down
that was more
one
affected,
or two of the oval,
if somehow they're more affected. It's something I have seen, though, in the past out here on this track.
Especially in the lighter weight car divisions. Some of those, didn't affect the stockers as much or the Fords as much. But
no, the factory front wheel drives definitely felt it. But then if you were in a Legend car or
cart.
Well, yeah, if you were one of the carts, you definitely felt that wildness. You had to throttle that one. You could not just flat foot that one.
Yeah.
So that was the driver's track for sure. But kind of going back to philosophy of trying to get back to the show must go on, and the only way for the show to go on is to be out here putting on the show.
Yeah.
So calling quits has got its plus sides when you know you're going to get slammed, but if you got a chance to get the show on, we'll make sure everybody knows we're going to be out here racing.
Yeah, and the people were passionate for it. I mean, it was 150 cars or whatever in the pit area.
Oh, my God, what a turn. You couldn't ask for better turn. We had one of the biggest turnouts of a track anywhere.
Yeah, and I think I was hearing we were either the only track or one of two tracks that got racing in last Saturday night.
Yep.
So
a weird stat to have.
Yeah.
More of the Mini Outlaws at the gate. Again, Outlaw Figure 8 guys, you should have your tires on and get ready for your scuff session coming up here at the end of the Mini Outlaw practice.
Hadley Towing is a full-service towing and roadside assistance provider dedicated to offering reliable and efficient service to motorists in central Indiana. From light and medium-duty towing to equipment transportation, private property impounds, tire changes, and more, give Hadley Towing a call at 463-336-2919. That's Hadley Towing.
Let's see. Well, how about, I don't think Logan did. Logan, I know Ryan Kruger did not do a 12-second lap.
He just did a half lap. I caught that one.
Logan didn't do a 15.999 either, although he did probably had some good laps in there, I'm sure. This is an 18.1s. Yeah, I don't think the world's ready for a Mini Outlaw doing a 15.999. 17.812 for Rodney Smith. So far, the best I got legit on the record. 17.937 for Vickers. Jackson Navarro, third quick officially at 18.021. Braden Eversole had a good session, 18.5 and change. He's getting moved down the roster at this point. Any other change out there? The for sale. And R.J. Norton Jr. Hannah Mullis. In the red 21. Mike Koopman is number 36. Hobson back out. Let's see. Where is Hobson at this point? Hobson just gave us an 18.181, so Hobson is definitely still on the move.
Yeah, Arthur made it out early this time, so he's going to get some good practice. Last time caught the end of it.
Well, he's not one of those guys that has a business to run, so he'll probably close up shop and get out here best he could.
Got a tire service. Nathan does. And keeping up with a busy family.
And they tango and mango over there on turn 2 of the 8 there. Krugler in the number 19 and the 21 of Mullis. Everybody gets rolling again. Still no big surprises coming up on the clock other than Hobson up to that second quick time with a nice little move. In fact, that's a good sign of how consistent these guys are. Rodney Smith, 17.812. Ray Hobson, 17.813. I mean, you can't ask for much better than that. In fact, I think Smith just recorded a second 17.8. Nope, that's not him on track. Somebody else clicked something. What happened here? Nope, no change in my charts. All right. Second, I thought Smith just recorded another lap, but he's not on the track. Outlaw figure 8 cars, Outlaw figure 8 cars. Scuff session coming up and following this. Scuff session coming up following this practice session. Scuff session coming up following this practice session. Again, a reminder in the pit area. Pits are open during these hot lap sessions, and many of the races tonight will have either an open pit during the 90-minute or open for red flags situations for the other races. So keep that in mind. Please be alert at all times in the pit area. Welcome, fans of the Indianapolis Speedrome. We're getting things rolling here. Hot laps going on right now. Continuing this practice session up. Looks like one more round here for these mini Outlaw cars, and then a scuff session. Chance for the Outlaw figure 8 cars to break in their fresh tires they're allowed to pick up. And they could decide then what to race on. If they want to race on their scuffs, their brand new ones, just they're allowed. We do keep a limit on number of tires allotted for each night.
Yeah, tonight is an event where they're allowed a full set of 4 tires, but they're not allowed to have a second new set as to be able to pit and change those to get a competitive advantage. So you need to run those 4 tires throughout the event. Now, they do have used tires that they have to replace if they have a flat or something during the event, but there's no situation of, 10, 15 minutes to go, a guy with the deeper pockets being able to go in and bolt on 4 fresh ones and come from the back of the field kind of thing. So,
or the other thing we saw that they start back in the past was it was actually 2 or 3 days before, and somebody comes in and buys up all the tires.
Yeah. So we keep that stuff, and plus they have serial numbers on them, so they're scanned in. And when they go back to qualify and when they go to start the race, they will scan those to make sure that that's the exact 4 tires that you purchased and you ran in qualifying. So just to keep the playing field as fair as we can.
Yep.
We talked about the Andy Shirley car, and it's out there.
Beat me to it, out there in the white and black number 44 machine. Andy Shirley, a longtime veteran of racing, usually up around the Anderson-Muncie area in a variety of racetracks and county fairs and everything else imaginable. Love those little, they had like a mini modified class, very, very similar to what we're doing with these guys that's running the dirt modified circuit, and had one of those and supporting that one for many years. But also has been out here at Speedrome and almost everything we run, including an Outlaw figure 8 car, quote unquote, a stock class car, and a bomber? Bomber figure
like 8. Like a Thunder car bomber.
Thunder car. Of course, he ran them all with the same car.
Yeah. and I'm looking on the roster. He is listed as the driver tonight, so letting Chad kind of concentrate on the 90-minute race. So
I think it's one of those. And not having a good day already as I'm seeing a cloud of smoke and a mighty high-o silver in the back outside of that 44.
Was it you or me that jinxed him?
I guess. I'll blame you first off.
Okay, I'll take it.
Oh, that ain't good.
Hopefully that's like a fitting or something that not a big problem, but maybe an oil line or something. They're going to check the track real quick on that. While we do that, we'd like to thank our friends at Bruce Litton Trailer Sales. For over 4 decades, Bruce Litton Trailer Sales has built a reputation for quality customer service, trust, and exceptional value. Their team can match you with the ideal trailer or truck conversion for your needs. Bruce Litton Trailer Sales is located at 10184 East U.S. Highway 136, out there across from Raceway Park. Check out the Bruce Litton inventory at brucelitton.com. That's Bruce Litton Trailer Sales. Beatbox Beverages is your ultimate party in a box. It's a ready-to-drink adult cocktail that comes in bold and fruity party punch flavors. Stop in at a local store to fill your fridge with your favorite Beatbox flavor or grab one at one of our concession stands. Beatbox is the perfect refreshing match to watch Speedrome racing. Looks like the track was okay, so we're going to get the minis back under practice here. This group, I think, may be the final group of mini Outlaws here. Getting set, the next time we see them will be feature time for the mini Outlaws. Get 21 cars signed in tonight, which I believe may tie the record, or it might be one better than the record. I'd have to look that up, but either way, it's a great car count for the mini Outlaws here tonight. Garrett Fox, your current points leader, out there racing his way around 3 other machines out there. It's like the 66, the 20, and the 19. Fox super fast out there in that 85. Again, leading the point standings in the class. There's Doug Underwood, the driver who transferred up from the factory front-wheel drives and in his rookie campaign here in the Mini Outlaw division. Again, winding down the Browns Oil Service Mini Outlaw Figure 8 practice, the final practice for this division.
And this is real kind of showdown time now. We're going to see the final setups they're planning on racing. Possibly on the tires they're planning on running, and fresh ones at that. And somebody's going to try to sneak in for a sweet time. This is going to be a time to see if he's going to have it out there. So stand by for that. We will be carrying the qualifications you heard already, staying on our Facebook, as well as, of course, we are live worldwide on Speedrome.tv. Don't forget to check out what we've got going on YouTube these days, as we are also having a lot of fun there, including, of course, I've a great little rundown of some of the past activities from the Speedrome that we heard from Scott and I here, the midweek World Figure 8 Wednesday program. Been a lot of fun with that, watching those. Good job on those, Mr. Scott, by the way.
Thank you. Jackson Mears and I have been working on this week. We put up some crash highlights from the spring shootout. We put some final laps of the spring shootout out in a nice video. So kind of combing through the history books. And those were all taken from Speedrome.tv. So we went back through the archives and took some clips out of those. So you can go back and watch full events with your subscription as well. All 8 previous shootouts are available there.
Also, a heads up, Kurt Jones wants you to know, also you can check out the freebie stuff we do here with the pre-show on the YouTube channel. So you'll be able to see it in both places there. If some people have an aversion or don't want to mess with Facebook, and that's fine. But they do have it going on the YouTube channel. So I may just go to there to check out the peanut gallery on that one. Dang, now it make me work harder.
Yeah, and some people these days, depends on what your streaming situation is, whether you like one, prefer one over the other, whether you got it on the big screen on the TV or like to watch it on your tablet or your phone. Mm-hmm. So it might be depending on which format you like and which account you like to use.
So I go to my YouTube and I go to my subscriptions and my Speedrome. My TV, spring shoot. Oh, and there we go. 49 watching on that one.
Yeah, and I think actually on YouTube, you have to be subscribed to our Speedrome YouTube page to be in the peanut gallery.
Interesting. Plus, they have a whole separate. Oh, I'm now seeing my. You mean to tell me I now got to babysit both?
You're going to need one more device, Tori.
It does, because I got a whole different set of people in the peanut gallery there. What a race car from Gavin Conley. Nice to see him. Help getting one. They will have race car for sale. Subscribe. So there we go. All stuff happening there as well. As we get ready to scuff it in.
Check out our friends at Forklift Rescue. Forklift Rescue can fix, repair, and maintain the machinery that keeps your business moving. Forklift Rescue specializes in diagnostics, check engine lights, hoses and hydraulics, regular inspections, and much more. Give Forklift Rescue a call at 317-800-2572 to schedule your service. That's Forklift Rescue.
Got good buddy Ricky Schaefer.
Yep. Coca-Cola products are back at the Indianapolis Speedrome. Refreshing fountain drink choices of Coke, Diet Coke, Coke Zero, Sprite Zero, Mellow Yellow, Mr. Pibb, Minute Maid Lemonade, and Blue Powerade are available in the fountains at one of our many concession locations. Coca-Cola, the official soft drink of Speedrome Racing. Moose Mobile Welding and Fabrication transforms metal into art with precise and perfection. With over 35 years of expertise in welding, they have the expertise to handle any job, big or small. Their welders are trained in the latest technologies and techniques. Give Moose Mobile Welding and Fabrication a call at 317-391-1064. That's Moose Mobile Welding.
All right, so Tori's now getting on board with that as well. So there you go. Try to check out both platforms, you folks out there, so you know, as you're watching us all over the place. You good people in the stands, thank you all for coming on out to the Indianapolis Speedrome here at the corner of Brookville and Kitley. You made your way out once again. And we just missed back on the days. In 41, you still actually had the old trolley cars would drop you off out there at Kitley in Washington. Folks routinely would walk down there because they pretty much ran almost all night long up there, on the old interurban system. But that, of course, went away during the war, and now we have to drive everywhere. But glad to have you with us wherever and however you got here. More fans coming in the gates. Getting ready for scuff session now, and you heard Scott explaining it, that basically we keep them limited to the number of tires they can get per program. Usually it's only 2, but for these longer programs, we have 4. And that is they can then have an opportunity to take those 4 tires back to their pits, get them mounted, and then scuff them in, as it said, wipe the new off of them.
Yeah, and again, as we mentioned, there are guys that prefer not to scuff them. They like to go out on stickers for their qualification attempt. There's other guys that like to just turn a couple of gentle laps on them to scuff them in. And then there are others that like to run them maybe 3 or 4 hard laps on them to get them prepared for qualifying. Now, they're going to go from this scuff session, and then they're going to go immediately around and get in line in the tech line, because qualifications will follow this. And qualifications will be 1 attempt per car, 2 laps, consecutive laps, the best lap being set as their qualifying time. And again, the spring shootout starts heads up, so the fastest qualifier will be on the pole tonight, and so on and so forth throughout the field.
There you go. So kind of like showdown time here, pressure getting on. One crews have had 2 practice sessions, get everything dialed in. Those cars, these cars, pretty much every single one of them races just figure 8 action, so it's not the major turnover back in the old days when you were running your oval car and had to set it up for an 8. These are strictly running figure 8. Well, and anymore, they're around all year round.
Yeah, we sneak in an oval or sometimes 2, during the season, so it's always fun to watch that, to be a little nostalgic for that, but strictly purpose-built figure 8 cars.
And they've got folks.
And they're, as opposed to the mini Outlaws, which are basically a spec division, this division, you could build your own car in the garage, or you can go to one of the 5 or 6 guys that build chassis, and then you sort of put your own accoutrements on there to make it whichever way you want. There's a lot of different suspension styles, a lot of different configurations of some suspension items. So, and it's amazing when it all comes down to it, all those different items and configuration and types of cars that are new, cars that are 10 years old, 20 years old, and they all end up being within a second or a second and a half of each other. So that's impressive stuff from these drivers and teams.
The other question pops up a lot, because I got a couple folks checking in from all over on this one. The small block Chevy is basically still the power plant of choice here in short track racing.
Yeah, and there's several different configurations of that, different compressions and builds and things that, whether you want to use the motor for more top end or, coming off the corners. So, but it all boils down to the same basic stuff underneath the hood. And a lot of $5,000 motors in the pit area. There's a lot of $20,000 motors in the pit area, and could be higher than that. So
there's also a whole bunch of 2,000 and 1,000 motors in the pit area.
But the beauty about the Speedrome surface is this is one of the smallest figure 8 tracks they run on, so the motor isn't as much of an advantage as it is maybe at some of the bigger places. So you'll see a lot of guys with reasonable stuff run just as good as the guys that have spent a ton of money on it. So it's always interesting. And then, of course, driver skill is a totally different thing that you just can't purchase. Yeah,
not a whole lot of actual stock type equipment still on board with these guys. These are almost all racing stuff, but there will still be a few guys. If you're a team and you've got a good transmission that works here at Speedrome, you really keep that transmission. If it happened to come out of a Lincoln Continental, then fine, you put that in there. But they run it through usually just being a quick change type transmission, then a quick change type rear end.
Yep, and that also gives guys options too, because depending on what kind of engine you got in your car, depending on how it's built, you may change your gear ratio differently at the rear end of the final gear, depending on that, as well as your driving style on how you drive the car, whether you're a smooth guy or an aggressive guy or somewhere in between. You may have different combinations of things and all kinds of setup options. Sort of a Rubik's Cube of setup things, in these cars that they're looking for the solution of each night.
And then other than that, these are not really a whole lot of professional drivers in these cars. These are almost every single one of these guys has to have a real job on top. And some are businessmen. They work well. Others work for others. Most of these teams are fairly small. Some might have multiple cars, but they're still local boys racing. So that's part of what keeps it fun. And some people lose track of it. They see something like this, they wonder, how do you stage a figure 8 race and how do you pick who wins? You can't. It's still a competition between a bunch of guys.
100%. And even the best of guys and the newcomers, you still have to have some factor of luck involved somewhere in there. It's not the major factor involved, but, you always have to have a little bit, especially in these longer distance races, when something as simple as a flat tire or somebody getting spun out right in front of you and you getting collected could just damage your evening's run at a
Ruin
quick heartbeat.
Your day. Yep.
100%. Mike Heimel Auction Service is a family-owned auction company and appraisal service with cash buyout services available. They specialize in estates, households, guardianships, antiques, business liquidations, and real estate auctions, providing quality services since 1977. That's the Mike Heimel Auction Service. Sherwin-Williams is the official paint partner and provider of the Speedrome. Race teams and fans, Sherwin-Williams is the go-to destination for professional and home painting project needs. With 44 Central Indiana locations, Sherwin-Williams has one near you. Research their products or find a store at sherwin-williams.com.
I think we should be ready. Get ready to call all the cars to the track. Cars to the track for your scuff session, please. Cars to the on-track gate for your scuff session. Final scuff session. Pardon me, working my first throat drop of the day. Get ready to roll out here. Again, we'll go with the scuff session. That'll be very brief here. It's not meant to be a long practice session. Just a chance to kind of scrape off the buff surface, so to speak, of those brand new tires should you chose to do so.
Yeah, and I know there are times where I help unload them off the trailer, and they have a release agent on there that they put. It's a chemical that helps get the rubber out of the mold of each tire that they make, and that's sort of a sticky, slimy sort of deal. I notice after we unload the tires, you got to go wash your hands. It felt like you put sort of lotion on your hands or whatever. So these guys like to a lot of times buff that little bit off, not do too much to the tire, just that little bit of a release agent. And you'll see that even when you watch big-time races on TV. I especially watch Formula One, and when they pull out of the garage, you could see that shine on there, and that's what that is the release agent from the factory.
Then we'll go scuff session, wrap that up, and then straight into qualifying. And then in the free broadcast part of things, go to the pay-per-view and strictly live here on the corner of Brookville and Kitley. Right into National Anthem and the Street Stock 25-lap figure 8 be first up for the program. No heat races, no preliminaries, right into the meat of the matter.
It's all figure 8, all intersection, all crossover, all night long here at the Speedrome. Hundreds and hundreds of laps tonight.
All night.
So plenty of thrills and spills going to happen this evening. Ray Skillman Northeast GMC has a legacy of award-winning customer service. Their customer-first philosophy has earned them the prestigious title of being rated #1 for customer satisfaction by DealerRater.com. This dedication to excellence ensures that every customer is a satisfied customer. Ray Skillman Northeast GMC is located just down the road from the Speedrome at 7550 East Washington Street, right next to I-465. That's Ray Skillman Northeast GMC. Shelbyville Auto Parts is recycling the past to preserve the future. SAP buys wrecked and running vehicles, farm machinery, and all types of metals. Find the parts you need, pull them yourself, or let their staff assist you. A clean, family-friendly salvage yard. Shelbyville Auto Parts and Metal Recycling, the official sponsor of the Speedrome Street Stocks.
Shannon Mass and all the good people out there in Shelby County. Checking in.
Starting to see some stirring back there, so it won't be long before we get the scuff session underway. And almost time for me to go down and refill my drink, Tori.
Uh-oh. Well, it's true. All kinds of racing activity still going on here in the air. Of course, a little 500 up there at Anderson. Dirt tracks all over. Montpelier Speedway busy today. Had a great show out at Circle City Raceway there a couple of days ago. Big turnout there for the USAC program. A lot of fun with that one. Glad to have you folks with us here at Indianapolis. And we folks kind of miss the old days. We used to get the old bus loads of people. I don't know if you recall if you were here for those. We had to mark off whole sessions, especially first weekend of qualifications, the tour buses, and we'd have to save a parking area for the tour buses. And they'd literally get a whole section of people, and they almost all had matching hats. And it was great because when they'd watch the figure eight, and then something would happen. You see all these matching pink hats, and they go, and then all poke up as they jump up out of the seats.
Yeah, you could just hear them almost gasping for breath from a distance. Yep. Like, oh, my goodness.
So if you're new to figure eight racing, by golly, you're going to have some fun here tonight. If you're sitting next to somebody who's new to figure eight racing, I'd take a step away and get a little space between you because they tend to hit people next to them a lot. But
a little punch on the shoulder, a little swing of the little seatbelt with the arm.
Smacking the leg was always one of the stories. People tell me about the first time they took their mom or their grandma out to the figure eight, or they took their friend, and their leg was bruised from all the times. They said, "Did you see that? Did you see that?"
Gets them every time.
Outlaw figure eight cars, outlaw figure eight cars, outlaw figure eight cars. The on-track gate, please. Outlaw figure eight cars, outlaw figure eight cars. Scuff session, please. Outlaw figure eight cars. The on-track gate, please.
Check out our friends with Harmon's Drain Cleaning. Harmon's can handle anything that involves drain cleaning, including hydro, jetting, and excavation. Their skilled team can complete all your plumbing projects. There's no job too big or too small for Harmon's Drain Cleaning. Call them today at 317-914-8631 to schedule your work today. That's Harmon's Drain Cleaning. Visit our good friends across the street at the Kitley Inn.
Woo!
Whether it's a tasty pre-race meal or a refreshing post-race cocktail, take your crew to the Kitley Inn. Follow them on Facebook to see their daily specials or learn what band will be playing there next. Great food and friendly service is always on tap at the Kitley Inn. Kitley Inn, sponsor of all 2026 Speedrome winners interviews. Bennett Realty is the official real estate company of the Indianapolis Speedrome. Want your real estate dreams to come true? Browse for your dream home at BennettHomeRealty.com. Contact agents Erica Dickey at 317-414-1697 or Kelsey Dawsey at 317-908-0583 today at Bennett Realty so they can help you guide you to your home of your dreams.
Those two will be busy here real soon with the Ashley Albertson activities, aren't they?
Yeah, that's a couple of Sundays from now is the car show for the Ashley Albertson Foundation here at the Speedrome. Mm-hmm. Second year hosting that. We have autograph night the night before on Saturday night, and then Sunday, the 7th of June, will be the car show here. Lots of cool vehicles out here for you to come check out. It's free to come check it out.
Pull them out on the racetrack. I saw some overhead views. Looked really cool. People lined up for that one.
Yeah, and the cars out on the track's a cool thing. So you wander around and check out some classic rides. There's some new cool stuff, some bikes, and even some racing vehicles there as part of that.
Do you think maybe we talk Billy Pittman to bring his little race car there? You know.
Yeah, I might.
Yeah, you never know. Get some of those racing celebrities from the Speedrome out there.
Doing a little bit of track inspection before we send the cars out here soon for the scuff session. Give us a good time to thank some more of our sponsorship partners. A Perfect Climate Heating and Cooling is a family-owned and operated heating and air company with over 50 years of total experience. A Perfect provides residential and commercial services, installations, and repairs for all HVAC makes and models. A Perfect Climate Heating and Cooling services the majority of central Indiana. Give them a call today at 317-868-7274. That's A Perfect Climate Heating and Cooling.
Got some folks coming on in. Come on in, folks. Plenty of time to get in and get comfy. Getting ready for a scuff session for all immediately by qualifying for tonight's 90-minute figure eight for the Outlaw figure eight cars. We didn't quite hit 30, did we?
No, we did hit 30.
We did hit. Oh, that's right. Bobby Whitaker made us 30.
Yep.
30 cars in attendance so far for the 90-minute figure eight event for the Outlaw cars. Also a full card of racing otherwise, but plenty of seats here in the main grandstand if you like those. Some folks like to be up high in the third turn high rise or maybe on the backstretch there, so you've got that signage and something to lean against, but wherever you like. Get comfy and enjoy yourself. We do ask that if you're planning on doing a lot of filming or videotaping, please get up high so you're out of everybody else's way, don't block anybody else's view. And if you're going to sit in the Mike Heimel auction service family section there in turn between turns 3 and 4 of the oval down at the south end. Please make sure you refrain from alcoholic beverages, smoking, or vaping, electronic cigarettes, and the like down there, please. And looks like we got the sweet shack open up here outside at the turn 4 for the shaved ice. I got the adult beverages out there turn 4 as well. T-shirt Don is busy there with all kinds of shirts over there behind the main grandstand outside of turn 1. And we've got the Dawsey folks and the John Connor folks with a bunch of merchandise outside next to the old main gate here on the front stretch behind the main grandstand. If you want to go check that out for some of the swag they've got. And then we're just going to kind of wait for the racers and the officials get things ready to go here. Again, as mentioned, will be a scuff session, kind of an informal practice session, not really meant to be one that they're going to be really burning things up. It is our last chance, so to see what the car's got, if anything's going to break on them. And then right into qualifying. Also, be this kind of the equivalent of the old engine heat session you have on a dirt track. One thing you'll be seeing here is a safety crew there, keeping an eye on things. They got the Jeeps and trucks and all that. One folk we want to thank for our safety equipment is the good people over at Jacob Beats Fire Protection. Take care of us here at the racetrack. They take care of you at your place of business. One thing they're very, very good about putting together a fire safety plan for your entire business, including equipment and training and other such devices, your alarm systems and the like. Please, please, please. If you're sitting looking into something like that, please give a call to our good friends over at Jacob Dietz Fire Protection. Let's see. Keep an eye out for upcoming events here at the Speedrome, including another visit from the good people over at the Hoosier Lottery. Now, one thing you might want to keep an eye on our Speedrome Facebook page. Hoosier Lottery has been sponsoring a series of visits and rounds to various businesses throughout central Indiana area. I think we're down in New Whiteland just this week, down at the little candy shop there, the sweet shop there on Whiteland Road as you go into town. Hoosier Lottery always been a big part of the Speedrome activities here for the last 20 years or so. Glad to have them on board. But keep an eye on our Facebook page for more of those Hoosier Lottery activities and Jackson Mears and some of the Speedrome characters out there out in the field as we have fun with that and our good friends at the Hoosier Lottery. Waiting for a final word there and get cars on the track. I think we got a little bit ahead of schedule, actually, is one of the reasons. We're not exactly jumping on things as we were about 5 minutes ahead of where we were planning on being schedule-wise. Don't forget our good friends over at Sunbelt Rentals here with us. Be out there using their equipment here for camera uses here in upcoming programs. Sunbelt Rentals. Got those lift equipments, all the others you might need. Sponsor of our flag stand and the hospitality service, but good people to do business with. We've had a lot of fun with them here over the years. If you need one of those inside lifts there, get the ceilings taken care of where you're at or outside. They got you covered over at Sunbelt Rentals. Another treat we've been doing on our Facebook page has been the Back Nine Golf Entertainment highlights of the week. And check that out. Pop those in and out on the Facebook, on the YouTube, and the like there. Sponsored by good friends over at Back Nine Golf and Entertainment, located near downtown Indianapolis. Climate-controlled golf bays and simulators, restaurant, menu, beer garden, and the like. Lots of fun out there, and you can give them a call at Back Nine Golf and Entertainment. Another good friend here of the track. Check the link out at our speedrome.com page, by the way. Again, we're just kind of on hold right now, waiting for officials to get the car sent out onto the racetrack for the scuff session. First, the cars coming out there for their scuff session. Again, a lot of the drivers have put on brand new tires now. This is a chance to run around a couple of laps, get them broke in a little bit. It's also for a few of these guys actually found a decision, are they going to go with the news, are they going to trust their olds? Have some pretty good tire wear overall with the current formula they're using, so we'll just make things happen here. Cars to the track, cars to the track, cars to the track for your final scuff session, please. Cars to the track for the final scuff session. Cars to the track for the final scuff session at this time, please. "30 cars in the pits for tonight's 90-minute enduro for the Outlaw division. Those of you that keep track of those numbers, that's pretty sweet. About 14, 15 of the Street Stalkers, 20 plus 21 so far of the Mini Outlaws, 16 of the Fords, all classes running on the figure 8 tonight. We'll start off with scuff session, followed immediately by qualification attempts. At that point, we'll end the free broadcast on the Facebook and YouTube channels. Go Circuit pay-per-view and live here at the corner of Brookville and Kitley. Chad Sizemore first out in the Ray Skillman #1 machine, followed by number 7 of Austin Tunney, the 40 of Robbie Greenwell, the 00 Lavin Crane. Curious to see how he does here tonight. The 3 of many-time champion Mark Tunney. Again, this session just to scrub up the tires a little bit. You might see a couple of fast laps, maybe a hint for what folks have planned for the qualifying session to follow. For some, it's almost a safety reason to do this as well, get things warmed up and limbered up before they come out for their qualifying run. Everybody so far in some pretty safe range. Going to be kind of a bit of a crowded track, though. Hard to get the best of speeds, but see what they can do with it. Sizemore immediately up to a 17.706 in that #1 machine. Austin Tunney on the track, 17.8 and change. There's Mark Tunney at 6.65. Jesse Tunney's out there in 57. Tom Mason Hadley in the #2. (17.573) for Austin Tunney on his third lap. 17.6 and change for Mark Tunney, still standing as the second best. Mason Hadley picked up a bit there. That's 17.687. So my hot shoes are still hot, all running here in the 17.6s or so in this scuff session. Austin Tunney's number 7, 17.509 now. Robert Greenwell in the 17.7 range where he needs to be. Jesse Tunney 17.8, so a little bit off the pace there for Jesse Tunney. Then I think he might be adhering to the concept of this being a scuff session, not an open practice session. Lavin Crane underneath the 18-second mark, 17.9 for that 00 Lavin Crane on his Speedrome Outlaw late model debut. Matt Johnson making his way out in the 0 machine. Another one bearing the colors for the folks down south of US 50. Austin just ripped him a 17.381, 1.7381. So much for sliding underneath the radar on everybody. Where he snuck away. Mason 17.4. Mark still with a 17.6. I think Mark stayed out through the whole session. Everybody else mostly coming on, going off again. I'm not sure what Mark's got going on there. Maybe he actually is trying to turn this into an actual practice session. Said just a scuff. 22 Troy Hughes makes it on the track. Lee Schwartz is number 51. Mason Hadley just gave us a 17.422. Have a little bit of traffic, was still slowed down to 28.8, so he's way off the mark on that one. Jesse Tunney gives us a 17.716 with some traffic, so looks like the tires holding up pretty good, track in pretty good shape, and everybody getting ready to roll here. And just scuffing them in right now.
Yeah, I did not get the hearts yet. Oh, you did that thing. I did a couple of them. I put check mark next to it. So you go.
111 of R.J. Norton the third out there. See if he's still got the chops to run the long distance eights. We know he's done it in the past, some great runs. Got him a couple of figure eight wins here at the Speedrome over the years. Dylan Dowds is number 21. He's got a couple Speedrome trophies on the shelf back at the house. Kevin Brooks making his first visit to the scuff session out there, the number 3 machine. Troy Hughes has my fastest lap, 17.337 for the 22 machine of Hughes. He's all out there right now. Jesse Tunney, 17.362. Austin Tunney, 17.381. Mark Tunney, 17.404. Tommy St. John, first time on the track. So he's really coming in cold here. I think it's one of those cases. Hopefully they got some practice in the other day, but basically they had to come in here and work off of basically the notebook from a couple weeks ago. As far as setup goes, make sure they got the right setup on it. Scuffing in the tires, he finally got the shops closed up. Let's see what we're doing lap time wise. And still off the pace. Let's see any more names pop up here in my top speeds. 2 machine, and I remember if we saw this black number 2, yeah, for the Swinford squad. Jess Swinford behind the wheel. That one coming in as the 2S. That one's had a couple good runs already in 2026. As a Swinford operation, definitely been a 2-gun operation tonight. Going to have the 111 with Norton, a proven wheelman behind these cars, and the 2S of Swinford, a longtime veteran of the game as well. Tommy St. John, 8th quick at a 17.679, coming off the trailer for him. Not bad at all. Jack Dawsey Jr. out in his number 20 machine. Mike Nelson, one of those few guys out there, says he's raced against Jack Dawsey many a time in the past. Mike Nelson out there in the 72. Daniel Norman's number 55. Fast Cat still going to be Hughes, Jesse Tunney, Austin Tunney, Mark Tunney, Mason Hadley. Matt Johnson, 6th quick, 17.444 for the 0 machine of Matt Johnson. I missed that one being a nice one. Johnson looking in good shape here for a good run here tonight. Chris Gray making his way out in the number 20. Oh, pardon me, that's Jeffrey Shackford's number 28 machine. Nope, that's John Connor's 20. Boy, I'm losing my eyesight. Doctor said I should stop. Just checking with producer on that one. It's bad when your producer is the one reaching for the phone there to call the FCC. Then Lindbach on the track as well, number 37 with Sparkles on the side. Norman, fast lap, 17.330 before he slowed down for an 18-aught. Not bad at all. He tops the charts now. Finally got some numbers on Jacob Robertson. There you go. Everybody asked about J-Rob and got his numbers, the 91 machine, into house. Jacob Robertson out there in, what do I want to call that silver panel look? It's not exactly my old gray ghost stuff. It's not primer gray. Is it, oh, Kentucky Chrome into house. Kentucky Chrome into house there. J-Rob in the Kentucky Chrome 91. All right, now I feel better. There's the Shackelford 28. Fast fives. Norman 17.330 in the 55. Troy, Dalton Connor 17.218 that time across the stripe. 17.218 now fast time for Connor in the 20 machine. Norman 17.330 in the 55. Troy Hughes in the 22. 17.337. Did Connor do that lap immediately round off the track? He sure did. Jesse Tunney, Austin Tunney rounding out the fast five here in this scuff session. Ollie oxen free. Anybody else? 24 taking advantage of the final scuff session. Done scuffing. You can start heading to the qualifying, to the tech line. Shackelford, third quick now, 17.332 for the 28 machine of Jeffrey Shackelford. So check out top of the chart, my top five, 17.218, 17.330, 17.332, 17.337, 17.336, 17.381 for six quick, 17.4 for Mark, 17.4 for Mason, Matt, oh my goodness, fast field coming up here tonight. Everybody going to want to know, J-Rob, 17.706. Well, wait a minute. What did you just do there? 17.292, second quick for Jacob Robertson. Second quick time in the final scuff session for J-Rob. Jacob Robertson in the 91. Boy, you folks down south need a reason to make the drive up north. There you go. J-Rob, chance to shine tonight. Second quick to Dalton Connor, 17.218, and that's the scuff session, mind you. That's not the where you put him to the wall. Sorry about that.
Yeah. 28 made a bonsai run that time.
He did. 17.106 on the bonsai. That ain't no little baby tree either. 17.106 for Shackelford, 17.218 for Connor, 17.292 for Robertson, 17.330 for Norman, and 17.337 for Hughes. Fast time for top five. What's missing in that list?
Mark Tunney.
A single Tunney.
Oh, yeah. We were talking about all the different configurations of these cars, and just listen to how close those times are.
Yep.
I mean, that's crazy.
And these are home built. These are Tunney machines. These are
Sean Smith, Doug Gregg, Audie Moose. There's just so many different configurations. The car Lavin Crane's got's one that Corey Harmon and his brother built. So just all kinds of different stuff.
Mark Tunney back out in the number 3 machine.
He heard you say something about no Tunneys up there. He said, hold my beer. Not on that lap. He wasn't pushing it there.
No.
You could tell on that bonsai run. Dylan Douthit just made a bonsai run.
Douthit, number 21. Well, it's 17.619, though. That's a very good Dylan Douthit time.
Yep.
Gets the participation trophy. Well, we got Mark. 17.363 for Mark Tunney. He was only good for 7th quick on that go.
And again, Mark's been the pole setter for this event 3 of the 8 years. And we know his prowess in the 3-hour figure 8 in qualifying.
Yep. Improved to a 17.294, 4th quick for Mark Tunney.
Tommy St. John back out.
His best so far has been a 17.589. 24 guys have actually taken the scuff laps here.
Yeah, and in the pit area, if you're done with your scuff session, go ahead and head to the tech line. Head to the tech line for qualifying. Drivers, you could head to the tech line for qualifying.
Mark up to a 17.270.
And that'll do it for him.
Yep. Let's see what Tommy's got. Let's see, 17.589 from his earlier appearance. That was actually his first time all day to be in the car. And this lap improved him a little bit, 17.488 to 12th quick.
Yeah, and Tommy's a good qualifier.
Yep.
You know, some guys are good at qualifying, some guys aren't. You know, some guys need a car to chase, so some guys are inconsistent. We'll see how that goes.
Yep. It should be a good one for him. Let's see what he does. Second quick at a 17.215. Tommy St. John, second quick, 17.215.
Some of these guys have been out here practicing since 10 a.m. this morning, and Tommy's been here for about 20 minutes.
Tom was out there hustling his cards, and I tell you what, it looks like he plays cards right.
Yeah, he's got an A1 grade on this card right here.
This should be interesting. So your top 5 in the scuff session, run through again here. Jeffrey Shackelford's 28 machine, 17.106. Tommy St. John's number 29, 17.215. Dalton Connor's number 20, 17.218. Mark Tunney, 17.270 in the 3T. And J. Rob, fifth quick, the 91, 17.292. But wait a minute, we still got Troy Hughes going to try again. He's in seventh quick at 17.337, and go.
Hart's Auto Center has everything for your car, truck, or SUV. From a full-service auto repair center to professional machine shop services to a wide selection of new and used parts, it's Hart's Auto Center. Call them at 317-546-2413 or visit their location at 2625 North Sherman Drive on Indy's East Side. Hart's Auto Center is an Indianapolis Speedrome tradition.
First time on the track today, the 31 machine of the Bulldog, Bobby Whitaker.
Bobby's going to scuff.
He is. Well, I think this for him is also his practice lap. So
well, and I think this is scuffing the tires from debris from 2 weeks ago.
There you go.
But that's okay.
Bobby with us here for many years, part of the deeply related to several different families out there. I never realized until another one comes and said, oh, yeah, Uncle Bobby, he's, wait a minute, what?
Yeah. Yeah, got a lot of snappers, sort of
a snap connection, yeah.
Yeah.
Like I always say, though, the Speedrome family tree is just a line of bushes down the side of the garage.
Yeah, and Bobby has 20-plus feature wins in this division, all coming on the oval course. But that's a lot of wins over the decades, a lot more than a lot of other folks.
More than me. Mike Riddle Jr.'s number 12 machine come to play.
Former winner of the spring shootout.
Yep. We're just about up to all 30 to get some scuffs in.
Look at that side-by-side. Whitaker and Dawsey, they've been racing each other for a lot of decades.
I think they're holding up a stop sign now at the on-track gate, so it's maybe calling a close to the scuff session.
Well, you know, when the ticket line closes, they put the door down.
Yep.
So
let's see. The session's supposed to end at 5:55.
It's 5:45.
Yeah.
They got a little early start, though.
Yeah, let's see. Well, maybe. Okay. So I just stopped the next car coming up, wait for they get a gap in the traffic.
They may not want too many out there at a time.
Yep. That's going to be the talk of the town right off the bat. Is going to be Jacob Robertson in that 91 machine, 17.292. Now we know that car has been super fast, been sitting in the top 5 spots many times out there with Corey, but that was a nice little run.
That's actually the 0 machine.
That's Lapal's. That's right. Lavin's got Corey's.
Yeah. So, and Jacob Robertson, not to be confused with J. Rob Masterson from the Sportsdrome, who runs on the oval down there. So I'm sure Jacob Robertson's had that nickname throughout his life as well. But
all right, we'll be formal and say, Sir Jacob Robertson.
But the way he's running, we're going to come up with some pretty good stuff for him tonight, I think.
Yep, Jack Rob. Let's see.
Wonder how much the track's changing a little bit with this sunshine we've been having for a while.
I was kind of watching the damp section there from the saturated groundwater. Not so bad. There's still a touch there on the very bottom. And from the interior, you can see some of it comes weeping up a little bit, kind of percolates up. Nothing really up on the front stretch along the stripe here.
As long as Jed didn't shoot that, and we got a little bubbling coming up through there.
Yep. And still no change.
Yeah, the few guys that are out there now taking the sweeping laps into turn 1, which, you know, is not the bonsai qualifying type run.
Yep. Although we talked about, you're the one that, was describing the re-described way they were doing the quote-unquote bonsai runs.
Now, Shackelford just made one right there.
All right. And it was, you ready for this?
What's that?
16.800 for Jeffrey Shackelford. 16800 for Jeffrey Shackelford, and he immediately heads to the pits.
That's a bonsai run, folks, right there.
That is a bonsai run, and oh, Lordy.
Could Jeffrey be the first non-tunny to be on the pole of the spring shootout?
Oh,
I think that's very possible.
16.800. What's our Outlaw record right now for the Speedrome Saturday Night Outlaws?
Well, you know, with all the different tire configurations, I got to figure that one out. So this is that tire for the first time here.
Yeah.
And this year with the weather, we really haven't had much of a chance to qualify.
No.
So
I'll send you back there to your books there.
Yep, I'm going to have to look, you know, of all the different tire configurations. This one's a different one, so it's actually new for this tire this year. So we may set that tonight, bar.
Oh, boy. What a shocker on that one. 16.800. Basically, he topped the field by 0.4 of a second.
Wow.
That's a big jump.
When we were talking about how that field, too, the 6, 8, 10 guys were just lumped in there underneath a tenth or two. And he goes ahead and just smacks them in the face there with that one.
And 27 cars have taken hot laps. Shackford's
probably the Sloans haven't came out during the scuff session.
So who else are we missing?
That would be 2 of them.
Right.
I'm trying to think who else I haven't seen. Kind of hard to do. We saw Mike Nelson.
Mm-hmm. And a quick look through.
I'm not sure. Have we seen Ben Limbach?
Yeah, I think Limbach came out. Yeah, Limbach's 21st fast at 17.858.
The one I'm surprised that we saw was Mike Riddle. Kyle
Norris come out in his final scuff.
Yeah, I got it. Mike Riddle is normally a guy that likes to qualify on stickers, so I was kind of surprised to see him come out. There's not a lot of guys that like the sticker qualifying runs, but Mike usually is one of them. But these tires may be a little different than what I've spoke to him about in the past.
Yeah, just a little over 5 minutes remain. Let's just call it 5 minutes remaining in this scuff session. About 5 minutes remaining in the scuff session. Chad Sizemore out on the track right now in the number 1 machine. I had a chance to check back in with my peanut galleries there.
Yeah, you got 2 of them.
I know it. They're making me work for it today.
You're going to need dual monitors. Speaking of that, more folks starting to wander in. It's starting to pick up as we get near the main events tonight.
Yep. Come on in, folks. Get yourself comfy. Plenty of seats, good eats, good treats. Need a bathroom break. Got you covered underneath the main grandstand as well as behind the bleachers there on the south end. Also, don't forget our friends T-shirt Don outside of turn number 1 behind the main grandstand, as well as by the behind the main grandstand towards turn 4.
That was a bonsai.
As Chad Sizemore, 17.156, second quick. Second quick for Sizemore, 17.156, 17.156. A lot of interesting activities out there. Jalen Stiles, I don't think I'm related, but Jalen Stiles.
You never know, Tori.
I know.
It is the Speedrome.
Yep. But we do have 30 Outlaw figure 8 cars in attendance and a bunch of the others as well. A lot of folks want to ask about those, so plenty of action. Come check this one out. Chris Britton Jr., like me, asking what's the track record for the 8. Boy, it's been all over.
Well, technically the track record's down in the 15s.
15s, right.
But
that was on the gumballs and...
Yeah, Super Soakers.
Yeah,
Yeah, that was like a 15-7 or something.
Yep. Boy, those were some fun times. But
yeah. Point and stab.
Yeah, I think it's
winding down there.
It is. All alley oxen free. Anybody else for scuffing?
Need a quality trailer? Check out the great folks at Millennium Trailers. Millennium Trailers will have the perfect trailer to fit your needs. Stop in at 12345 Southeastern Avenue or give them a call at 317-862-3000. You can also browse their vast inventory, design a custom trailer, or even apply for financing online at www.milltrailers.com. That's milltrailers.com. Millennium Trailers. Thank you for coming on board again in 2026. Indy's Best Towing is the on-track towing provider of Speedrome Racing. Whether rescuing a car out on track or providing quality roadside assistance, Indy's Best Towing are there for you with their experienced staff and top-notch equipment. When you're in distress, call the best at Indy's Best Towing. Special thanks to our friends at K&R Medical. K&R specializes in the repair, maintenance, and calibration of medical equipment. Their technicians provide reliable, timely, and cost-effective solutions to ensure that your medical devices operate at peak performance. That's K&R Medical Equipment Repair.
And looks like they are getting close to the end.
Maybe a few cars already staged there for qualifying.
I think so. Please, Outlaw Figure 8 cars, Outlaw Figure 8 cars to tech line, please. Outlaw Figure 8 cars to tech line. Outlaw Figure 8 cars to the tech line. Game plan is to close the tech line 8 minutes after the first car gets his run in. So you don't want to dilly-dally all day long. We've got to get things in. And game plan is to start this racing program itself with National Anthem about 6:55 and Street Stock Figure 8 at 7 o'clock.
Yep, and tonight's fast qualifier for the Outlaws will be the flag bearer tonight.
Ah, there you go.
And folks checking that out there, the clouds have come over here, so see if that's going to change things for qualifying. So we'll see if that makes a little bit of a difference, a little temperature change here over the last couple of minutes.
Hey, last call for scuffing. Last call for the scuff session. Last call for scuff session. Last call for scuff session. Ready to go, get in tech line. Last call for scuff. And we'll go start pulling cars through for the tech line and get them out here for qualifying. Again, you're going to go going through tech, heading straight to the gate, straight onto the track. One shot, one lap, one shot, and may the best man win. Again, Shackelford ripping that 16.800. Fastest time during the scuff session. Chad Sizemore not far behind, 17.156. Then Tommy St. John, 17.215. Dalton Connor. Very, very crowded at the top of the speed charts.
Yeah, and we talk about event records. I can tell you what the event qualifying record is for the spring shootout. Mm-hmm. That's 15.870. 15.870. That was that spectacular Friday night duel between Ben Tunney and Tommy St. John that lived famously on low-budget TV for a long time. That was a pretty cool deal then. Of course, that was on 10-inch super-soaked tires and 12-inch wheels, which we don't do anymore. So the last couple seasons, last year we were on American Racers, and the fast time was 17.119. And then the previous year, 2024, we were on an 8-inch Hoosier, and that was a 16.890. We're on a 9-inch Hoosier now. So, you know, a little different configurations, but the last 3 years that we ran the 8-inch Hoosiers was all in the high 16s. So we're in that sort of ballpark with most likely what's going to be the pole speed today or the top handful of qualifiers. So
there you go.
But we'll take a look back after the fact and figure out that will probably be a 9-inch Hoosier track record.
And what was pole last year?
171.
171. Okay.
And that was on the 9-inch American Racer. So
you figure in that range, you had Chad Sizemore, 17.156, and Shackford, of course, that's 16.8. Just on the cusp there, Tommy St. John, 17.2. Dalton Connor, 17.2. Mark Tunney, 17.2. Jacob Robertson, and boy, that's going to be the interesting shake-up here. It's going to be Robertson's ability to get her in there.
Yeah, that was pretty impressive. He had that angle on his bonsai run that was very familiar to the Speedrome guys. So Jacob's been up here a lot, of course, running in the Ford cars, and the last few years in the 3-hour, he's been helping as part of Mark Tunney's pit crew. So he's definitely been paying attention to what Mark's been doing on track. So
Well, and we'll watch also for the little intimidation factor they learned way back when of hitting that lozenge on turn 4 to set up for that final mark. I always thought that was kind of interesting how they discovered that by accident, but it's on the road. That was a speed secret.
Yeah, and there's not much room for error there. You could hit a little too hard. You could miss it entirely and sort of mess your line up a little bit. So there's a lot of crafty creativity with that qualifying. And like we talked before, there are guys that just flat out can qualify. And they're very good at it, no matter what kind of car they're in. So check out the good folks at O'Reilly Auto Parts. O'Reilly is an industry-leading auto parts retailer providing automotive aftermarket parts, tools, supplies, equipment, and accessories throughout the United States. O'Reilly Auto Parts serves both the professional and do-it-yourself customers. Visit them online at O'ReillyAuto.com for more. That's O'Reilly Auto Parts. And you can see their sign and all the other cool sponsors there on the backstretch there on Speedrome.tv.
Let's see. We're actually doing pretty good about filling up on signage. You got a little bit of room. Boy, that would be a sweet spot there for the 3-hour if you get there right there next to on all those pit bleachers. And, of course, other places. Your company could be there. And part of our TV broadcast going worldwide. That's been amazing, the feedback I get through the social media and other people contact me over the activity of the Speedrome on a worldwide basis. Of course, a lot of people know about Stuart Cowie and that game there they put together, the Outlaw 8s game and the follow-ups he's had with it. Look for Stuart. I think Stuart's still planning on being with us here this year at the 3-hour again.
Yeah, I think he's been trying to do every couple of years or so because I'm sure it's an expensive trip. So hope to see him for the 50th. I'm sure he'd like to be here, whether it's not. He'll definitely be tuning in.
But that's... And, then, of course, the soldiers and sailors out there spreading the word there, sharing us on the Speedrome.tv and the like all over, as well as you good people just passing the word. Appreciate that. As folks continue coming on in. Plenty of time till the racing gets underway as we get ready to rock this one out with qualifying. We need all Outlaw figure 8 cars. Outlaw figure 8 cars should be in tech line. All Outlaw figure 8 cars should be in tech line. Again, you have 8 minutes.
Yep. Once the first car qualifies, we'll put the clock up 8 minutes, and then we'll cut the line off. So no lollygagging back there. Get in qualifying line.
And now I'm kind of curious. The sun had come out for a touch.
Basically during most of that scuff session.
Yep, and warmed it up. I'm wondering if that might be the fact the sun's gone back behind some clouds now.
And it doesn't look like it's going to peek back out here shortly. So
Hot laps is all under heavy cloud cover.
Hot laps have turned into cool laps here with the sun. So see how that works out for folks. Here comes our first car, Tori.
Coming on down.
And I'll try to, when they come out, when you kind of get them, I'll tell them maybe their previous spring shootout experience, maybe starts and best finish type thing.
Professor Scott Nye over here has the stats.
And I posted most of these up on the Indianapolis Speedrome Facebook page, so if you want to check some of that out on your own. Looks like we got 2 or 3 already in line there.
I'll say. A couple still kind of sitting over in their pit spots there, kind of waiting for the last minute, last second.
Remember, Outlaws, after this first car goes, 8 minutes. You have 8 minutes to be in the qualifying line. Outlaws, you have 8 minutes to be in the qualifying line after this first car or so. Let's pay attention. Don't want to be any non-qualified cars.
Yep.
Start in the back.
Don't be Jigger Soroy.
I see more coming out of the tech line.
Look at that. Tunney early on.
Tunney's like 4th in line. Incredible.
Lee Schwartz, first out of the gate, number 51 machine. What you got on Mr. Lee?
Lee Schwartz, this will be his 5th appearance in the spring shootout. He was the 6th place finisher last year, so good job for Lee. Also finishes of 12th, 15th, and 17th for Lee Schwartz.
Picked follow, one of the nicest guys in the pits, though. Kind of reminds me of Bill Tunney. You don't want to make him mad. Oh, it is a 2-lap. I lose track of these things.
Yeah, it's a 2-lap.
17.818, first lap for Schwartz.
And most of these guys, the second lap will be the better lap because of getting heat in tires, plus coming out of the pit gate for lap number 1.
That swing a long way through there, but actually I got a 17.818 and a 17.815. How's that for
I told you he was going to improve.
And for a second I thought it didn't work, but no, it went from a 17.818 to a 17.815. That's some of the most consistent. 3 1,000ths of a second difference between 2 laps on that one.
Next up, Dennis Sloan. Dennis Sloan, this will be his 7th appearance in the spring shootout. His best finish in this event was in 18th place in the inaugural running.
First lap going to come in at 19.771. Dennis' plan is always in these events to get out there and load it up on the end of the night. It's probably the closer you get to somebody who can actually break even in racing. Nice guy. Collects his paycheck and goes on home. Family been here forever. 19.639. 19.639. Followed immediately by his son, Anthony Sloan.
Anthony Sloan will be making his 3rd appearance in the spring shootout. Last year was his best result. He finished 16th in the Classic last year. Former Rookie of the Year in the Street Stock division.
Takes third 2 machine. First lap is going to be, as you get it in, 20686, 20686. Keeps her down, and Ben Tunney next up. Ben Tunney next up. Be first in my hot shoes. See what this track has got. And 20.036, 20.036 for Anthony. What's Mr. Ben got on his books?
Let me tell you, I'm just going to read through all of Ben Tunney's finishes in the spring shootout. 2nd, 2nd, 4th, 2nd, 3rd, 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 2nd. That's pretty impressive. 2.625 is his average finish in the spring shootout.
But still shut out, not only in the spring shootout, but now for how many months since the last Ben Tunney?
September 2024, Ben Tunney's last figure 8 feature victory. So it'd be a great night tonight to get off the schneid.
First lap, 17.844. Second lap, 17.110, 17.110.
And Ben has been the pole sitter for this event on 3 occasions.
Followed immediately by the one, the only, the original, except no substitutes. It's the 21 machine of Dylan Douthit.
Dylan Douthit will be making his 5th appearance in the spring shootout 90-minute figure 8 endurance race. His best finish was in 2024, where he came home 9th.
Does have a feature win or two to his credit here at the Speedrome.
Yeah, absolutely.
First go round, 18.119, 18.119. Interesting line. Second quick, 17.386, 17.386. But boy, I don't know if I'd want to do that line on a regular basis because you know he was.
I think he made the right bonsai run at the line, but he was a little too wide coming off of 4. It took him a little time to get to the bonsai line.
What kind of scared me, though, because he was basically pointing straight at the concrete there.
Yeah, yeah. And I think he didn't go at it as fast as some others did on that deal. So, but that was faster, I think, than his scuff session time.
Yep.
So
here's another one going to bid for a fast time. The number 1 machine for Ray Skillman. Ladies and gentlemen, it's going to be Chad Sizemore in the number 1.
Chad Sizemore is one of the 6 drivers who have competed in all 8 spring shootout events, and he was the champion of this race in 2024.
First lap fast, 1:17.089, 17.089, flirting with the 16s. That'll get you in trouble in this town. Sets up for the left-hander. Takes her up a little bit high, a little bit low. I think he just missed the marker. Lines up. Whoa, gets straight and pitches it. Didn't, and it's slower, actually. 17.322. First lap was better. A 17.089. Just did not get the position right.
He didn't time the clip of the lozenge over there.
No, he didn't. He missed the lozenge, and then he just kind of went downhill from there. I think messed up his rhythm. Jesse Tunney's number 57 on the track.
Next up, Jesse Tunney. He's also one of those Iron Men in spring shootout competition. He had a streak of 5 consecutive top 5 finishes, including the victory in the 2022 event where he led only the final lap.
That's all it takes. 17.944, 17.944 the first lap in the books. Sets up for the fast one, takes the left-hander, drifts up, right about the same height that we saw at Chad. Misses the lozenge, swings way wide, cut it back, pitches it. 17.213, 17.213.
He again made such a wide exit off of 4 that it took him a while to get to the bonsai line.
And I'm not seeing anything down there in 4 that would affect that. They both had a very, very similar approach coming off of 3 to 4. Followed by Austin Tunney, his brother in the Tunney Assault.
Austin is making his 7th appearance in the spring shootout. He was the winner in 2018 where he lapped the entire field in 2018.
Sweet. 17.572 the first lap. 17.572, 175.72. Makes him the 8th qualifier so far. And 17.125, 17125, third quick. So Chad Sizemore still top of the charts. So that's 17.3 or 17.089. It's be interesting in the 2S machine. Jeff Swinford making a run for it.
Jeff Swinford making his 2nd appearance in the spring shootout. He was the 12th place finisher back in 2019.
Oh my goodness! There you go.
So been a minute.
Event car. Yep.
Yep. Jeff finished on the podium here about a month ago in a figure 8 here at Speedrome.
First lap was a 17871, 17.871. 7th out of 9. He is the 7 of 9 right now.
I think that's a character on Star Trek.
Uh-huh. A lot better looking than he is. And he makes him 6 of 9 at a 17516, 17.516.
He's not racing tonight. RJ isn't. 6 of 9.
Oh, there you go. Happy word there.
Speaking of Norton.
Speaking of Norton. Norton 3, that's RJ Norton 111, racing in the 111.
RJ Norton III is making his 2nd appearance in the spring shootout. He finished 23rd in the 2022 race, so looking to vastly improve on that here today.
First one in, going to put him in the field, 18.119, 18.119.
Norton, a couple of years ago, was the winner of the Sonny Thompson Memorial Figure 8 race.
Improved to 7 of 10 with a 17626, 17626. This is going to be Robbie Greenwell in the number 40 machine.
Robbie Greenwell making his 3rd straight appearance here in the spring shootout. Previous finishes are 14th in 2024, and last year coming home 10th in the spring shootout.
Got the Greenwell trucking ride, just trucking along, see what we can do with it here. First lap was 17.984, 17984. Comes our 11th qualifier. Got a little loose there on 4, or on 3, pardon me, on the approach to 4. How bad that set him back. Yeah, 17.861 wasn't too bad. 17.861, not much improvement, but didn't hurt him. Rolls right into the number 0, Matt Johnson there.
Matt Johnson making his 2nd appearance in the spring shootout, as we mentioned earlier. He was the top rookie finisher last year, coming home in the 5th position in his first ever Speedrome start.
Oh, Lordy. For that whole crowd out of Sportsdrome there. Immediately to 7th quick at a 17.553, 17.553.
Those Sportsdrome guys aren't here to mess around tonight.
No, not tonight. They got a pretty good little field to bring them with them. And 17.861 for a second lap, a touch of improvement. Oh, wait a minute, we're reading the wrong one there. There we go. Nope, good improvement. 17.281 to 5th quick. 17281. Matt Johnson, 5th quick. My apologies on that one. Didn't mean to scare you folks down there. Followed by Mike Riddle Jr. Mike Riddle in the number 12 machine. First lap in is going to be 17.945. 17.945, well down the speed charts and well off the pace here for Mike Riddle. See him find a little something this time around. Drives up high there.
Mike Riddle is one of the guys that is perfect attendance in the event. He was the winner a few years back.
17.203, 17.203, fourth quick, fourth out of 13.
Yeah, Riddle won the race in 2023. Actually came from a lap down under green to win the race.
Followed by the fellow a lot of folks will keep an eye on now in the Kentucky Chrome 91. Jacob Robertson's going to see what he can do with it.
Robertson making his first ever appearance in the spring shootout, so he's one of our 6 eligible rookies for Rookie of the Race.
And his first appearance in an Outlaw at the Speedrome. First lap, 17.888, 17.888.
And remember, he had that great lap in the scuff session, so we'll see if he got a bonsai run coming out of him here.
Quick there in the final scuff session. See who lines up. Puts the aim, locked it up right there at the crossover. 17.180 though, good enough for fourth quick. 17.180, his best lap. 17.180, fourth quick out of the 14.
Impressive stuff there in the Polk Brothers ride.
Fellow we know can always be bad fast on the qualifying. The 29 of Tommy St. John Jr. Or just Tommy St. John too, I guess we could be appropriate.
Tommy making his 5th appearance in the spring shootout. Best finish was 5th in 2019.
Can be fast, fast, fast. Their first lap's going to be in the books, and it's going to be a 1.8030 as a warm-up lap. It's a limited practice.
You can see a lot of different techniques to these guys, whether they run hard the first lap, they don't. The bonsai move, there's just all kinds of stuff.
17.210, 17.210 puts him 6th out of the 15. Sizemore still on the pole at a 17.089, followed by Ben Tunney with 17.110. And this has been Limbach in the 37 machine, another one of the Tunney cousins.
Ben Limbach making his 3rd ever appearance in the spring shootout. Last year, he came home 8th in the final standings.
Bouncing baby boy of Kevin Limbach. Got a little Sweetums to leave there. Taking pictures in the pits. First lap in at 18.239, 18.239. Part of a family earned a lot of their fame actually turning the wrenches as opposed to turning the steering wheel on their cars over the years. Then turned into a nice little figure 8 driver on his own. 17.360, 17.360, respectable. 9 out of 16.
That might have been one of the fastest laps he's ever turned here.
I think that is. That is one of his best ever.
Yeah, great job there by Ben Limbach.
Another fellow we're watching for a good time. He was up there. It shocked us all there with the top 5 run earlier. Daniel Norman in the 55.
Daniel Norman currently leading the rookie points in the Outlaw Figure 8 division. This is his first ever appearance in the spring shootout 90-minute Figure 8 endurance race.
Remember, he came out just like the race before the 3-hour, and very impressive run. Decided not to run the 3-hour. Had a 17.697 first lap. It's Rooster in the late model division in dirt, driving late model dirts till last year. Caught the bug, gave a great performance down Speedrome at the end of last year, and had some good runs here at Speedrome so far in 2026. Second go around, 17.626, 17626, barely an improvement.
Still got a few heavy hitters back there, so Chad Sizemore sweating it out on the pole.
I think that was about 2 or 3 tenths slower than his best earlier. That was interesting. Doug Riddle in the number 21.
Doug Riddle making his 4th spring shootout appearance. His best finish was 13th back in 2021. Doug Riddle, a multi-time Figure 8 winner here at the Speedrome.
First lap's going to be in the book at 18.467, 18.467. Come on in, get comfy. Festival seating all around. Plenty of seats left. Get on the phone, get your friends and neighbors on out here. Enjoy a great night of racing. Whoa, locks him up, but avoids the concrete for a 18075. 18075 was an improvement, but almost didn't want to go around on him.
Yeah, definitely happy that he got that thing wound up.
Yep.
We've all seen some accidents down in that area, so
Some of the nastiest ones. The Jim Fox still comes to mind for a lot of folks. That one still pops up on the pictures. Here we go. Run for the pole. In the number 3 tee, ladies and gentlemen, it's the marksman, Mark Tunney.
Mark, another driver with perfect attendance in this event. Also, perfect top 10 results. First, third, first, fifth, fourth, and ninth last year. His only disappointing outing.
First lap, 18.472. Way off pace, even for a warm-up lap.
3-time pole sitter of the spring shootout.
Here we go. Lines it up. See, I was about only halfway up the track. Everybody else was about another half car width closer to the wall. See if it makes a difference. Pitches it sideways. 1.6832. 1.6832 for Mark Tunney. He basically picked up about 0.2 of a second in the pits, waiting for him to come out and qualify. Fat sits on the pole now with a 16.832, followed by another old veteran of the sport. But I think this is his first time in the.
He's a spring shootout rookie.
He's a spring shootout rookie. This guy is older than I think almost the entire field, with the exception of Dawsey, and that's about it. I think he may be the oldest in the field. By the way, Mike Nelson in the number 72 machine.
Yeah, top 5 in points one year in the General Tire Figure 8 Challenge Series.
Yep, traveled all over the place.
Driving for Kent Krimmel, as a matter of fact.
Came up north, living in Mississippi, came up just for this show. Let's see what happens. 18.727 is going to put him in the game. 18.727, 18 out of 20. 20 cars have qualified so far in this one. This is going to be another battle for the pole here in the number 3 machine. It's Kevin Brooks, ladies and gentlemen. Kevin Brooks in the 3 machine.
Kevin Brooks making his second appearance in the spring shootout. Last year came home in 22nd. Last year's Rookie of the Year for the championship season. Won 2 figure 8s already here in 2026.
17.840, 17.840. Proved himself a wheelman from the start. No matter what he's climbed into, he's been able to win at. Kind of holds a bit of a distinction there with Dalton Connor, who we'll be seeing here in a bit. Another one that seems, no matter what he climbs into, turns to gold. And he's in at a 1.7333, 17.333 for Brooks. That is 10th out of 21. Christopher Gray in the number 27, another longtime friend of the track.
Christopher Gray making his 3rd appearance in the spring shootout. His best finish was a 13th place in 2024.
Great, another fellow that over the years he gets a hair and he'll come out traveling with us, show up in Florida or some of the other tracks. Always kind of neat guys to run into. Runs his own little mechanic shop. 18.345, 18.345.
Former track champion in the front wheel drives at the Mount Long Speedway.
Yep. And they told him never bring it back. That's right. That darn good. There you go, pitching sideways, 17.569, 1.7569, puts him in at 14th out of the 22. Top 5 is going to be Mark Tunney, Chad Sizemore, Ben Tunney, Austin Tunney, and Jacob Robertson. Full speed is 16.832, 16.832. And this is going to be the 22 machine of Troy Hughes.
Troy Hughes making his 5th appearance in the spring shootout. Troy was the 10th place finisher in 2023.
Fast car. 19.353, 19.353. Saw it in the top 5 or so in the earlier practice sessions a couple times. So,
former champion of the Showtime Speedway Southern World Finals.
Yep. Well, interesting pitch. Is it going to work for him? 1.7179. Didn't do too bad. 5th quick there for Troy Hughes. 1.7179 for Troy Hughes in the 22.
I'm not sure what part of his car crossed the line first there, Tori.
I think it was that left rear. And this is Dalton Connor. Another battle for the pole. Dalton Connor in 20. See, by the way, he's got a little swag table set up there outside of turn 4.
Dalton making his 3rd appearance in the spring shootout. His previous 2 results are 7th in 2024, and he was the 3rd place finisher last year.
First lap is a very, very staid 18.148. In fact, the recovery from it, finally, it's like he's finally getting on it. And once again, similar to Mark Tunney, kind of low down onto the track on the run through the north end. Lines up and pitches it for the stop for a 1-7-0-0-7, 17-0-0-7, second quick. Second quick for Dalton Connor.
Currently, he was last year's pole sitter for the 3-hour figure eight endurance race.
Yep. Leads us to this 00 machine of Lavin Crane, another one of our new recruits coming up from the Speedrome.
Crane is a first-time appearance driver in the spring shootout and first time ever at the Speedrome in the Outlaw figure eights.
I was going to say.
Yep, made his first Outlaw start last weekend in the Midwestern, coming home, I believe, 7th or 8th.
Yep, good run out there. First lap, not bad, 17.749, 17.749, 19th out of 25. These are 25th qualifier. There's a whole lot of tracks. I'm happy to have 25 cars show up for a figure eight race. We'll have 30. That's good.
It'll be the most for an Outlaw figure eight race anywhere in the country.
Yep.
This year.
And second one slower, actually an 18.030, 18030, just not coming together for him on that second go round.
Yeah, got a little loose down there in the pit end.
19th out of 20. Another fella there. And this one tells me another one of our rookies in this race.
Shockingly enough, a driver that won a figure eight race here in 1983 is a rookie here in the event. Jack's been sort of in semi-retirement here for a bit, but the only time that he competed recently was in 2020. It was the year we couldn't have this race.
Yep. First lap, just get one done. 18 flat. Nope. Oh, no, pardon me. 18.060.
And Jack, a notoriously great qualifier over his career, been on the pole for the 3-hour many times. We're looking on Speedrome TV. Got the pole sitter Chad Sizemore there watching. Or no, he's not the pole sitter.
Mark Tunney's our pole sitter. It's 17493, 17.493, 15th out of 26.
Interesting. I'm not sure why Chad's on the screen, but since he's not on the pole anymore.
Must be love. All right, and here we go. This is your battle for the pole. Mark Tunney sitting on it with a 16.832. Something about we're holding the top three.
That makes sense.
We're holding the top three. Okay.
Jeffrey Shackelford making his 7th appearance in the spring shootout. Finished second 2 years ago, and he's the reigning and defending champion of the event.
Had that 16.800 in the final scuff session. Pole speed is 16.83 times. Pole time, 16.832, pardon me, of Mark Tunney. First lap, 17.648, 17.648. Here we go. One last shot at it. Shackelford on, hammers down. 1.6815 is fast time, ladies and gentlemen, for Jeffrey Shackelford.
Will we have the first ever non-Tunney pole sitter for the spring shootout?
Well, that's who's left.
How many have qualified, Tori?
We've got Mark, Ben, Austin, and Jesse all in. Yes, we do.
So we're going to have our first non-Tunney fast qualifier for the spring shootout.
And that is our 27th qualifier. We've got 3 more cars in the pits, according to the count. Ali Oxen Free approaching, unless they did hit last call. We are no longer hooked up with the...
we got a view there of Shackelford unstrapping. Got thumbs up there, fast time.
There you go. And from everybody walking away, I guess maybe they have closed the qualifying line then.
We'll see there. Jeffrey sneaking his way in. I didn't know they were holding the top 3. That makes sense then why we were down there with the video crew. Pretty cool to get that reaction when he takes off his helmet right there. He's going to take the shortcut there.
And that's what it is. They're going in for a quick inspection. That's what that was. That was a tech inspection situation. So it's Jeffrey Shackelford on the pole at this point, 16.815, followed by Mark Tunney, 16.832. Dalton Connor, third quick, 17.007. Chad Sizemore, 17.089. Ben Tunney, 17.110. Austin Tunney was 6th quickest, 17.125. After that, 7th quick was Troy Hughes in the 22 machine at 17.179. Jacob Robertson gave us a 17.180. Boy, talk about parity on these guys. I mean, look how under a blanket for these qualifying times. Mike Riddle, 9th quick at 17.203. Followed by Tommy St. John, your top 10 qualifiers, 17.210 for Tommy St. John in the 29 machine, 27 getting times.
Not sure if I'm too late on this announcement or not. Just saw the text. Can you announce that their car is running? Anthony, Crystal Price. Anthony or Crystal Price, your car is running. You may have resolved this issue already, but I'm sorry, I just saw the text. Anthony, Crystal Price, apparently your car is running.
I wonder if her refrigerator's running too. And does she have Prince Edward in a can?
The days of prank calling. What these kids don't get these days.
Exactly. No. They send entire memes and videos.
That's true. Good point.
Yeah.
Hannah's Wrecker Parts and Recycling. Got scrap? Take it to Tony at Indy's premier scrap metal recycler at 3501 West Kelly Street. Need a tow? Hannah has your hookup with multiple towing services covering all over central Indiana. For contact information and much more, visit hannahswreckerservice.com. Hannah's Wrecker Parts and Recycling, the official sponsor of all Speedrome school bus events.
We'll have the scrapyard will be closed on Monday for Memorial Day. Just letting you know.
Yep.
We'll be doing the towing service as usual.
Scrappers get a day off, too.
Exactly. They don't want it. No. They'll be calling you up at 3 o'clock in the morning wanting to come and bring their stuff in.
Can I sneak in there?
Uh-huh.
Yep, and
yeah, some reason they got this large collection of big bus catalytic converters. Not sure where it came from. But
yeah, and at some point we may be doing an interview with our fast qualifier.
Uh-oh.
But they have to get through the room of doom there first.
Oh, not that one. Hang on, Scotty Keene. There we go.
I don't think Scott's here yet. If it is, it will be Kurt Gerald's, I do believe.
Actually, he's right there.
Oh, no, he's there. Scotty Keene in the house.
Scott, I got you on now. Didn't rush it. Test one, Scott. Scott Keene. Scott Keene, you on the air?
Yes. Test.
There you are.
Hey, guys. Welcome to the Indianapolis Speedrome on a gorgeous night before the 500. Weather's a little bit better today. Yesterday, all them crazy people going down there for Carb Day got a little wet, got a little muddy, but seen a lot of crazy squirrel videos on TV. I just want to give a couple shout-outs. I know we got some watch parties around. I seen the Kitley Inn was showing it on TV tonight. Obviously, the fast qualifier, Jeffrey Shackelford, and a One More Lounge over there on Southeastern Avenue. They are showing it. They're repping really loud and crazy out there. And also that other brown building down the street, they're showing it on the TV for Jackson Navarro. But we're waiting for Jeffrey Shackelford. Who thinks the Shack's going to do it from P1 tonight? Well, folks, 90 minutes is a long race. You got to keep those tires underneath those cars as much as possible. Got to have a little bit of luck and a lot of skill. And all the drivers in tonight's racing action have skill. They've worked for this. There's $10,000 tonight to the winner. $10,000. That's life-changing, by the way. But anyway, I told myself I was going to be good tonight on the microphone, so I am going to be good. So we're just waiting for Jeffrey to get down here, and we're going to ask him a couple of questions. You know, maybe what he preps himself for and how he does it for a 90-minute race versus just like a 50 or 51 lapper or 100 lapper. What might be different? Sleep patterns, whatnot, hydration, but just some of the things that us people who haven't raced before might not know that it takes into getting into in a long endurance race of 90 minutes or even the 3 hour. Maybe eat some pasta or something of that nature. You might just get a peanut butter and jelly sandwich. Who knows? But we're waiting for Jeffrey. He's in the tech building there. But are you all ready to make some noise tonight? I can't hear. I said, are you ready to make some noise tonight? There he is right there, Jeffrey Shackelford. Congratulations. I was just telling the people at home watching and at the One More Lounge and the Kitley Inn. How do you prepare yourself mentally and endurance-wise? Do you eat something different before a 90-minute race?
Yeah, Scott, these endurance races have been our kryptonite for some reason. We've always brought fast cars here, I feel like, and just for some reason it just ain't fell our way. There's a lot of good customers back here, a lot of good equipment, and usually Mark and Dalton and all them tunnies, of course, they're so tough to beat, and they're definitely so hard to qualify. So it's a feather in our cap. It'd be excellent if we can hold on here for 90 minutes and pick a good payday up and add another big check to our collection. I just want to thank all you fans for coming out here tonight. I know the weather and the rain and the chilliness has scared some people away the last few weeks, but hopefully we can put on a great show. All my great sponsors, everyone at home, everyone up in the stands over there, the good Lord above, and like I said, Scotty, hopefully we can hold on for 90 minutes and hold these guys off.
Absolutely. So in a 90-minute race, do you break it down into the segments as far as laps-wise? What do you think your turn? Or do you break it down like first 30, second 30, and the last?
Scott, I look up at the board, and I hate like sometimes there's a number, like a clock ticking up there, and like I said, that's been our kryptonite. Last year they put the scoreboard was down, so they did 250 laps, and it ended up being good for some reason. I just like looking up at that board and knowing how many laps to go, and the time thing, you just never know when you could get past right there at the end. Obviously, like Mark did to us in Florida, he got us for a good payday down there right there at the end. But like you said, it's no secret that starting up front is definitely a benefit. You know, you get the breaks from guys. You run against good competition, you know, like I said, the Mark and Dalton and just all the Tunnies and just not just them. You know, there's a lot of good drivers and there's a lot of good talent. There's a lot of good equipment. There's probably half the field can win this thing tonight. And I'm expecting the other half of people to have good runs and get good finishes and add feathers to their cap also.
Jeffrey, keep the wheels underneath of it, and the best of luck to you. Hey, folks, back up the stairs to you up there with Tori and Scott. Let's get ready to rumble!
Thanks, there Scott. He is, Jeffrey getting the picture as the O'Reilly Auto Parts Fast Qualifier tonight with the sign there, so that'll be up on social media here soon. Thanks to the folks at O'Reilly Auto Parts for presenting the Fast Qualifier Award. We got through that pretty quick there, Tori. Got done pretty quick.
We're about 20 minutes ahead of schedule right now by my.
Yeah, I think they're going to try to have the drivers' meeting now. So
okay.
Probably got warned that, so they may be the drivers' meeting for the Outlaw Figure 8 cars in the Tech Building. Not sure on that, but go ahead and stick my neck out there and call it.
Okay. Well, I don't know if I need to call them to the drivers' meeting or if we're.
Well, let me see if I can confirm that. If you vamp for a second there.
Appreciate you coming on out, folks. We've just coming in. Plenty of seating all around. A lot of people like to be here on the main grandstand and have that view. You have the view of the setting sun, though, with cloud not be that much of a problem. Some people traditionally like their spots on the back stretch. They've been forever. Others have been fans of the high-rise we put in a couple years back. But, of course, brand-new bleacher seats as well throughout the racetrack. Glad to have you with us. Reworked the chair seats up here on the main grandstand, but not a bad view in the house. Not a pole to stare behind, just the tall guy in front of you holding his camera all day long. Which is why we do ask for a couple special seating areas. We do have the Mike Heim Auction Service family section over there on the south end of the track between turns. Well, it's turn 1 and 2 tonight because we're in 1 and 2 of the figure 8 down there.
We're so ahead of schedule, Tori, that they already had the drivers' meeting.
We already had the drivers' meeting. Okay. Well, I know we got folks who are planning on being here, shortly before the start of racing, so we didn't want to get too much of a jump. But
yeah, good stuff there.
But again, if you go sit in that Mike Heimel family section over there, please refrain from alcoholic beverages, smoking, and electronic cigarettes. We do have concessions all around the racetrack, including, of course, behind the main grandstand, as well as outside of Turn 4 and more down the south end there behind those bleachers. Restroom facilities located underneath the main grandstand and down the south end on their own special restrooms down there as well. T-shirt Don's got you covered outside of Turn 1. For all kinds of T-shirts, hoodies, and other goodies.
Bob also has a trailer in the pit area. So you folks in the pit area, they have a trailer just tonight for the spring shootout stuff. So that way you folks in the pits don't have to come all the way over here to the stands. So
and this is pretty cool. They had like 5 colors there for the spring shootout shirts.
Yeah, and I got me something in light yellow, sort of matching your shirt right there. So it's pretty close.
There you go.
Yeah, I try to get something different each time,
Easy, got you covered there. Don't forget to check his sale rack out. A lot of fun stuff on that one. We also have a special table set up for Jack Dawsey and John Connor merchandise located behind the main grandstand.
Dalton, too.
Dalton. Sorry, Dalton. Well, we're with John Connor Sr. and Jr., and then now we've got to remember Dalton these days. Okay, but Dalton Connor.
Yeah,
outside of Turn 4.
John Connor did almost win this race early on in its history.
Yep.
Yeah.
Well, his dad did pretty well back, Grandpa John did pretty good back in the day.
I distinctly remember him winning a stock race one night and won a free toolbox.
A free toolbox? That's possible. That probably made his day, too.
He's probably still got it. Let's go through a little bit of the spring shootout stuff while we have a little bit of time here.
Go ahead, Professor.
Previous winners of this event, 2017, was Mark Tunney. Austin Tunney won the race in 2018, and then Mark Tunney was back in victory lane in 2019. 2020, we did not get to have the race because of the pandemic. Our season didn't actually start until June that year, so we had to miss that race. And then when it returned in 2021, Mark Tunney was victorious to win his 3rd spring shootout. 2022 had a little bit of a tire shortage, so we had to run it as a 1-hour race. And Jesse Tunney won that one, and again, made a pass on the last lap to win it. He was third when they crossed the line for the white flag. So if you folks haven't seen that, watch the little highlights video Jackson Mears put together on our Facebook page. And then 2023, we were back to a 90-minute race. Mike Riddle Jr. came home the winner that year, and as we talked about earlier, he was a lap down midway through the race, made it up under green, and went on to win the race. That year, he also set the record for most amount of laps complete in a 90-minute figure-8 race of 286.
Yep, so possibility of over no problem, over 250, but should be around the 260, 270 range.
Yeah, and then 2024, Chad Sizemore was the winner. And then last year, as Jeffrey Shackelford mentioned, we did not have the video board because it was getting replaced, so couldn't use our timer, so we had a 250-lap spring shootout, and Jeffrey Shackelford came home the winner in that. We talk about the drivers going to be competing for Rookie of the Race. Our rookie contenders are Lavin Crane, Jacob Robertson, Jack Dawsey Jr., Mike Nelson, Daniel Norman, and Kyle Norris. Previous shootout rookies of the race were in 2018, Chris Harmon, 2019, Eddie Van Meter, 2021, Doug Riddle, 2022, Lee Schwartz, 2023, Dana Tunney, 2024, Dalton Connor, and then last year, Matt Johnson was the rookie of the race.